Huzzah! Okay, now we are actually live, people. We are here. We're queer. Everything is okay.
I loved
Yay.
the pink
Hi,
dice
everybody.
transition. I didn't know we had a pink dice transition, but that was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Hi,
because
gang.
me aesthetic. I have to be pink and pastel. But yes.
Hi, chat.
Hello, chat. Hello, viewers. Hello, my broads.
chat.
Hi.
What is today? Today
Hello.
is the 18th. It's a Saturday. It's a beautiful Saturday night. Where we will be playing my crazy rendition of Curse of Strahd that is totally just fairy tale themed, called The Darkest Faerie. What? A chilling season where gothic horror meets a little bit of whimsy, nightmares, and morbid curiosity. And as usual, there's various changes to Curse of Strahd. It's not raw. No one likes raw Curse of Strahd, so we all change it and make it pretty and spectacular. And also a little bit fucked up. But I am Abby, your... What did I call myself in this one? What did I call? I don't know. I didn't even say anything.
Your gracious host or something?
Oh yes, I am your beloved host. Yeah, that's why my name in Discord is called your beloved host. Idiot, Abby. But yes, I am your beloved host for the evening, while my lovely cast of crew are affectionately called the Broads, because I love them. Since Lynx pitched it last time, we are going to go through the cast and just say hi, hello, who are we, what are we, who are we playing, and where can you find us? Who wants to start?
We're
Do you want short blurbs or long blurbs?
We'll do short blurbs since last episode we had descriptions of our characters.
Okay.
I can go first.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I just making sure I was unmuted for that. Hi, my name is Bell. You can find me at the Paladin Bell on Twitch and everywhere. I use she/her pronouns, and I'm playing Allegra de Lamont, she/they pronoun, and she is an Azamar Paladin.
I'll go next. Hey, hi there. I'm Lynx. You can find me as Quark Lynx here on Twitch and wherever else you socialize your medias. I'm fine with any pronouns, and I'll be playing RA tonight for our little game. She's our polite but reserved rogue/ranger, and they're my sad, soaking wet little floorbow.
I guess I will go next. Hi, I am Celeste. You know me as Sage the Softcubus. I ran the last season of Performance Check, and I'm also running a Curse of Strahd game tomorrow, which Abby will be a player in.
Yay.
I am playing Katarina, the Barovian human witch, who, I'm usually better at this. Barovian human witch, who is very, very tired. She's so tired.
Also, spooky hot.
Yeah, very scary, very hot.
Also, pronouns, may I have them?
She, her.
Thank you.
Oh, you don't have pronouns anymore.
They're mine now.
There you go.
Oh, shit! Oh, god damn it.
There's so many Fae in my game too. You're gonna get got. Next
I'll
on
go
the
next.
I
list.
can't believe I fell for it.
I am Creepy. I run another game. I run the Outlaws of Alkenstar game on this channel, Magic Western Crime. And I will be playing Elizabeth Porcelain, who is a absolute sweetheart who just wants to have fun. That's all. She just likes having fun.
Yay. And last but not least,
Oh shit.
I was ready to stage whisper going, Jester, you're next. That's you.
Hi, what's up? My name's Jester, avoiding calling me either or. I go by edits or they, them. If you're a coward, don't be a coward. You can find me on Blind Knitting on Twitter. Otherwise, I'm in your walls. I'm playing Lottie. Lottie, she, her. Warlock of the Blade. That is Sage's own homebrew. It's really good. Yes, I thumbs up. I'm just an Eladrin baby. Don't at me.
Just a little fucked up Eladrin. Yay! Round of applause for all of our broads.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
Round of applause. 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 Yep. Someone do the thing. Do the one. No. Thank you. Whoever did the all right. Two of you. I think Jester did one, and Celeste did the other. You get inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have nitro. I am being gate kept against. I can't believe.
I think everyone used their inspiration last time to get the door to open, didn't they?
I think
No,
I got
I still had 1 point of inspiration, so now I'm up to 2.
I had the point of inspiration from the funny haha DM I sent you, so I still have that.
Yes. You can bat your eyes pretty at Celeste to see if she will give you her pity. Her sans inspiration.
You can keep it. I guess.
No, because Kat already had one, and I know in my heart of hearts, Lynx would have been on it if they had Discord Nitro. So I am going to
I
give
would
the
have.
inspiration to you.
Okay. I'm
gonna-
all about that kind of bullshit.
Oh, no. So you can have the point of inspiration. I grant it to you freely and with love.
I
Then I
Yeah.
graciously accept.
I've zoomed in onto RA's token in the Roll20. I look away.
Why?
I'm not paying attention, and you see what happened to him?
Who has done this?
Do you see what happened
To
to
my
him?
little girl?
To our bouncy
my
baby
child?
girl?
It's a mystery.
Also, chat, don't ask about the leg joke. I am just here to have a good time. Just
Live
here.
left leg.
Live left leg. There's probably going to be an NPC who's going to preach that, and we'll find them. I don't know when, but eventually.
And now you've put leg on my head. How dare you?
And it's slanted too. Okay. Serious mode.
What if
Serious.
I cry? What if I actually cry?
How
you won't.
about you cry,
If
but
I cry,
also
do I
give
get
us
inspiration?
You could.
I don't think you should guilt trip for inspiration, Lynx.
You
I'm
don't
not
think
gonna
so?
tell you no. But someone could get inspiration by, doing the session recap.
Oh
I took
shit!
notes.
I took notes.
I'll let the note takers go. I was gonna do it, and I was like, the note takers will be more accurate than me.
You can take it, Lynx. My notes are all like Beth POV, and they make no sense.
Oh, mine
I
also
take
don't
it.
make any sense.
Then should I give Sage back the inspiration?
No.
You can
Yeah,
just hoard
keep it.
inspiration like a little
Take both.
goblin.
Fine. I keep both. Okay. We
Wow.
open up on a night before Wintercrest. Snow falls. Everyone is traveling through the snow and the mist encroaches. We wake up, we're dressed fancy in a bunch of beds. What the fuck? Some dude comes in, Escher. He's hot and kind of a dick. He leaves, we escape by being sneaky and smart instead of fighting. Miraculous, I know. We go down some stairs, go past some stuff. Rug got upset that we stepped on it. There's people here, which is like, ew. We tried to go out the front door. That didn't work. Front door didn't like us, even though we tried super duper hard and basically used all of our inspirations to try and open the stupid door. But that didn't work out, so we tried going somewhere else and find a different exit, and we ran into a humanoid-ish person. Esmeralda was her name, dressed in bright Vistani garb. She's got beef with Strahd, so she was here, and then she offered to help us escape because we're gonna get in her way. Ta-da!
I will also like to inform chat that our puppy is dabbing in her sleep.
That's
Aw.
very important.
Aw.
It's so important. She has one paw over her eyes and the other one outstretched in her sleep. She has no idea. Okay, she moved because she hears me talking about her. She is so
knows.
tired. But that's important. Congratulations. Yes, you may get your silly little inspiration. Now you have two. Once you hit 3, that's it, and everything goes into a pool. Roll of threes.
Can I request a point of inspiration for something?
I love
what?
gambling, yes, and bartering.
So my name in the roll20 is Cat's name, my armor class, and my passive perception, so that you can easily reference it without having to ask me.
You're smart.
Let me
I forget
fix.
how to do that.
Let me make your
No.
things bigger. Text.
found
Yeah,
it.
it's cut off for me.
Yeah, I don't know why it's cut off.
I don't know why it's cut off.
Did they change it? No. They changed it so it doesn't
yeah,
show
it just cuts
us.
off if it's too long.
I'm sad now.
That kind of sucks, actually.
I used it to help me figure out passive perceptions. No.
This is why Foundry spoils us.
This is why Roll20 is homophobic, not sponsored
Okay,
by
which is more
Roll-
important,
Roll20.
passive perception or AC? Which do you want to be able to
I would say passive perception.
Passive perception.
Yeah. Passive
TP
perception
17.
and DC are always good. But if you can only fit one, I would just fit the passive. The PP.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cat has 16 PP.
Thank you.
I've got
Counterpoints,
17
guys.
PP. I have more PP than
I
you.
have 8.
I hate this. I hate this.
All very
Guys.
mature.
Chat, it's PowerPoints like Pokemon. Don't worry about it.
Beth has no passive perception. She is oblivious to everything.
Anyways, can I have an inspiration for remembering to do that for you?
Yes, you can have inspiration for your PP. There you go.
Thank you.
Alright,
I
anyone
love
else want
this
to
group of
I hate
players.
this.
anyone else want to bargain for inspiration? I'm being giggly. Like I said, you get 3 and that's it. Rule of 3s. But the pool could be as infinite as you want. Okay. So we did our recap. I told us what the Blorbos are doing, or who the Blorbos are. So, yes. Actual game time now. I know how to DM. Ah, ah, ah. So today's session, because I forgot to say this I didn't say the session title of last game, and I don't remember what it is, so it's over. But today's session is Chapter 1, Part 2, through Ivy and Brush.
I know what yesterday's session title was.
What was it?
Do I get inspiration?
I know it was a dark
It
gloomy
wasn't
night.
anything because we didn't play a session yesterday.
Oh, that's true.
I hate what's happening on
Y'all
my
might
little
not
20
have.
page.
But I did.
So, it's through the Ivy and Brush. That's what this episode is called. Everything is fine. Today is the 19th of Elnock, which is December 19th, basically. We are in the Year of Remembrance. I am not giving you the actual year date. If you want it, I will open up my calendar and give it to you, but we just are calling this the Year of Remembrance.
I don't think any of us have keen mind.
Yep.
I have alert, not keen mind.
Lottie kinda almost has keen mind, so I have to remember that. And it's Brigginson, which is, I believe, a Tuesday. I can't remember.
Thank God it's not a Monday. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, God, imagine
Honestly.
playing Curse of Strahd on a Monday. Wow. But, I just looked into the Strahd General.
Someone is drawn all over me and it makes me so sad. So I put a sad crying cat gif.
Yes. So where we last left off, you guys were in the equivalent of the cathedral in Strahd's castle. I almost called it household, and I'm like, technically that's right. But in their castle, there is like a small, like little cathedral area that y'all walked into and came across Esmeralda Devenier, who explained to you guys that, hey, I didn't expect you guys to be here. I was already supposed to rescue one person, but I guess I have to rescue 5 other people in the process. There is a misconception about, with Allegra and Esmeralda, about what was happening in Kresik and how they were getting wolf attacks, and Esmeralda was like, that's not a Strahd problem. It can be, but at the moment that is a village conflict that is happening, and I'm here to save the former leader of that village. You guys informed her that Escher went to go find Anastasia, and immediately when you said that, she's like, all right, we are getting out of here. No questions asked.
Mhm.
I think Allegra did pitch about going back to the room to go grab her stuff, but Esmeralda was like, nope, you need a weapon? Here, take my... I think she gave you a silvered... Did she give you a silvered hand axe? Yep.
Ooh.
So you have the silvered hand axe, and you took one of the shields that has the symbol of Haloriel, or the Dawn Mother, on it.
Yes.
I think I never answered you, but I will allow it to be a +1 shield.
Oh,
I think I
sweet.
thought about it. Is that gonna hurt me because your armor class is gonna get higher? Yes. Do I care? No. That will be a
I mean,
future
I'm not
Abby
currently
problem.
wearing my armor.
Yeah.
So, like...
But I think, but she would definitely tell you that she knows the way out. And it's through, like, the undercroft, the basement. So she is going to very briskly lead you the fuck out of the cathedral and, like, through a series of stairwells that go up for a little bit, and it feels like you're like in the servant quarters kind of area. And you go down a flight of stairs, and then another flight of stairs, and eventually throughout time and passage, you guys would eventually meet to like this underground area that clearly what I believe depicts cage, like prison cells. Like this is like a jail cell kind of area, a dungeon for Castle Ravenloft. And she politely asks you guys to wait at the base of the steps. And then like grab something off of her side, like a pouch or something like that, and like throws like a rock. And then you hear a little bit in the distance the sound of like the rock hitting water. I was buzzing. I don't know how to fix it.
Okay.
But
That's
I technically am. I can't figure out how to fix it. Frozen told me that the other day.
Okay. I was just
I'll-
not sure.
Yeah, no, it's like a slight buzz if you can hear it. I apologize. But she turns to you guys and observes all of you and then goes, luckily, none of you are short, but we will be wading through water, and then I'm going to need you all to climb. Is that acceptable?
Sounds good to me.
That should be fine.
That
I can find no
that
problem.
that should be fine. Yes.
I surely don't think any of us are in a position to complain, anyways.
Cool.
Fair enough.
If you're wearing skirts, tapestries, hike them up. Follow me.
I hike up my robes a little bit.
Yeah. Because I think it's supposed to be
You okay?
like a little bit below, like it's knee-deep water. For a small creature, it's waist deep, but I'm pretty sure everyone is regular human size and a little bit on the taller end of things.
Probably.
I think so.
Sometimes.
We didn't do,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes on a good day you're tall. On a bad day, sometimes you
Yeah.
just shrink like 2 inches. Who knows?
Yeah, it's alright.
Everything's fine. But she takes you down through like clearly you pass by a couple of like just open prison cells. None of them are closed shut, but it clearly this like part of the dungeon got overrun by water. Huge water leak in the system. Strahd should probably fix that before HR finds out.
Osha.
Well, yeah.
Oh, sure.
OSHA will find out, and then gotta close down the whole entire castle. But she eventually leads you into this large area that has, I think it's a 40-foot, like, wall that leads to, so like from the bottom of where you are in the water, you see 2, like, very dilapidated, thrones, and it kind of gives us this weird internal dilemma of like, okay, clearly this was some form of like morbid entertainment, a torture room or a dungeon of some sorts, that Strahd would just sit up at the top and watch people try to either watch torture happen or participate in it or did something. Because there's just 2 thrones up a 40-foot, like, not cliff, like a wall side ledge. But
One more reason to want to stake that bitch.
Yeah. but it seems to be clearly unused due to the water damage. For a while, and then there's like curtains behind that are all torn, moth bitten, and like just ratty through time and age. And you watch Esmeralda herself cast a spell under her breath, and you see like a weave of like purple magic leave her lips, and suddenly the soles of her one mechanical leg or prosthetic leg and the other of her actual like regular one, the heels of both of their boots illuminate a bright purple, and then she starts to walk up the side of the ledge. And she's like, I'll just be one moment. And you just hear kind of spider climb, or as we're gonna call it, lizard climb, all the way up the ledge, just vertically walking. And when she gets to the top, she ties a rope around the old thrones and like yeets the rope on the other side. And she's like, if you need it, grab the rope. I will be up here keeping you steady.
I do the same thing as her, but with my arm.
Yeah, you just
Instead.
climb the wall. Yeah, ignoring the
Just
rope.
take the rope.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Allegra's gonna. Yeah, same.
Anyone who takes the rope doesn't have to make an athletics check. I'm not gonna make you roll
Yeah,
it.
I'll just climb with the rope.
I am fine with the rope.
Um,
I was checking to see
And-
if any of my stuff gave me a climb speed, but it does not.
oh. I think Lottie's the only one that climbs speed, because I gave it to her because I thought it'd be funny. But if you don't touch the wall with your prosthetic arm, no climb speed.
I'm touching
That
it with my
that
arm.
hand always has to be on the surface, otherwise you plummet.
It looks like I feel like it looks like a weird crawl up the wall, like someone on the but it's instead.
Yeah,
Like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, a weird undead creature, you know. Probably shouldn't do this in public.
I think right now Beth's hair has shrunk a little bit to ease with the climbing, but is also very orange.
Orange, but like up to like her shoulders, kind of ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets out of the way a little bit.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to notice.
Let me. What room are you blorbos in?
Allegra trying to
Oh.
do all of this in a rather form-fitting dress.
Oh. I think I changed into my clothes. I think.
Now, the important question, is she wearing practical shoes or formal shoes?
Allegra has flats, so they're both.
Okay.
Uh,
That's not as bad.
yeah, she left her boots upstairs, but she doesn't wear heels often.
Yeah, you wouldn't be dressed in like very bad, like impractical formal wear. It's like if you're not good with heels, Strahd did not give you heels.
Well, it's not that Allegra's not good with heels; it's that Allegra changed into her clothes,
Yes, okay.
which is a rather nice yet form-fitting dress.
Is this the place I'm looking for? Oh, yes. Yes. Ah,
Which
yes,
is
you
why
guys.
her current art has the dress,
Yeah.
said dress on it.
Ready.
You guys are in the torture chamber. I've got over that. Oh, balcony. That's probably a better thing to describe over a ledge. Whatever. But, with the help of the rope, you guys climb up. As the moment the last person climbs up, Esmeralda cuts the rope. At least that's tied to the throne, and then pulls up the rest of it and just kind of hitches it back to her belt. And she goes, okay. So we all agree you all are going to get out of this castle while I go find my target, and then I will eventually meet up with you. Right?
Remind me who you're going to find?
His name is Emil.
Right.
Emil Tornanescu?
From Emo.
Is that his last name? Yes, Tornanescu. Yes, he was the former leader of Emol and
The
got
man who
usurped.
he had a deal with my father to keep the village safe.
Yes. And since he is no longer in power and his compatriots took over, it appears that that contracted deal is no longer valid, which probably explains the wolf attacks. Maybe. It could also just be no protection from them, therefore the wolves are encroaching on the lands. Your people don't really fight, but I guess that's what happens when your ruler is a benevolent saint.
And who orders that even his own daughter can't have weaponry. Speaking of, the Warhammer. I know I had said and kind of been a little nonchalant about it last time, but I would very much appreciate it if you could recover it. It belonged to my mother.
I would say roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. Oh, I accidentally tried to roll that with advantage. That's a 7.
You see her, like, there is a calculative, like, look to her. Like, she is punching the numbers, and by proxy of dragging you guys around, and the fact that Anastasia is somewhere in the castle looking for you guys, she hesitates, but after a moment of, like, if I can find a mill and find my way back to your rooms, I will do my best to retrieve it. If not, I will come back another day and get it.
Endanger yourself on my behalf. If you cannot retrieve it the first time, I will retrieve it myself. As you said, I do have, let us say, an engagement I need to make with one of Strahd's brides.
She nods her head. Okay. I'll see. I know what you look like. You will know in a matter of hours whether I got it or not.
Okay.
Just
Do you need help?
you can help me by getting out of here. No offense. I have magic and capabilities that is easy for one person to navigate through these halls. Navigating 6 people through the halls with 2 brides, vampires, what have you, chasing us is not a good idea. If you want to bestow a blessing or thank me or something, put me in your thoughts and prayers, sure, whatever makes you happy.
I mean, I could help you move faster. I was just seeing if you needed anybody to help steal things. Move silently, move quickly.
When in covert operations, it is often best to work with those who you know and trust.
You see she, like, nods her head agreeing with the RA, but goes, I know magic that can at least keep me quiet and unseen. I think I'm good without the quick speed at the moment. But I will remember this the next time I meet you, that you are good at being sneaky and speedy.
Good at a lot more than that.
I trust
Yes.
that, yes, You are all very strange individuals to be invited to the castle, and there are reasons, and they're very strong reasons. So I'm sure you're capable. You're just not capable of dealing with the Count and her rampaging paladin. Honor guard, whatever you want to call. Right-hand man. So. You're from Krezik. And then, who is not from here? Raise hands.
Raise hands.
Raise hand, I guess.
Raise hand with pen in it.
I'm not answering your question.
I don't have a question. I was raising my hand because you asked me.
Okay. Thank you. So 3 of you will understand this, the other 2 won't. There's a room in here that can take you places. Teleportation circle, whatever. I'm going to rig it. Like how I had to reverse engineer to get here. And I'm going to rig it to a location nearby. You will go and seek, I don't know, house, help, trouble. You don't seek trouble. Please don't. In the village of Barovia.
What? Oh, okay. I was about to ask what province you were sending us to.
The village, that should be okay.
I mean,
Hopefully, I can get some armor wherever we go.
They should have armor. If not, you probably can fit one of the guards' armor. Someone might have a spare. But
I might technically be able to pull the power of my name with the Burgomaster.
If that doesn't work, tell Colion that Esmeralda sent you. If Colion doesn't answer, find one of his kids. Irina or Ismark. Either one of them.
No.
I don't know if they remember me, but the name should be familiar enough to get you at least inside the village.
Understood.
And then
Works
you can
for
go.
me.
You can go wherever you want. I just don't think you want to be teleported in the middle of a swamp or in the mountains. So this is probably the best thing I can do for you.
Well, which swamp?
We appreciate your
Perez.
consideration.
DM, I
might
have
be
a
too bad.
question.
Yeah, hold on. You see, Ezreal gives Beth a look of like, we can do that, and be like, uh-huh, okay. And then
That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, I know people there.
So do I technically, but I think people who are guaranteed to be hospitable to everyone might be the right play.
And then, yes, Mel. What was the question?
Having been like the daughter of the abbot, would I have known any of the other like burgomaster's kids growing up? Because technically, I'm nobility.
Know of their names. I don't think you've physically seen them.
Okay.
Unless you think, like, once every year or so, or like, I would say once a year, the burgomasters probably meet in Vallaki, as Vallaki's like the center. Most points, and they meet and just like communicate business stuff. Like, okay, where's trade going? How much do you need for this harvest? How much do you need for this? Like, what can we provide for you to help us? And like, Vallaki's in the
haven't
dead.
seen them since I left the church, because that was the last time I was hanging out with
Okay.
Pops.
How long ago was that, you think?
That was probably 3 years ago ish.
Okay. You would know, you would have met Victor Velakovich, who is the son of Vargas Velakovich and the Burgomaster of Velaki. You absolutely know Ilya, who is the Krezkovs, who's in Krez, the Burgomaster's in Krezik. You know, sweet Ilya, who, well, because you lived in Krezik, you saw him all the
Yeah.
time. So this is like a sweet little 8-year-old boy you've met. Where
Yeah.
Victor is about, the last time you saw him, he was, I want to say 18. And then you've met Irina once when she was really young, like when we were both very young, I would say. But since then, you've only seen Ismark.
Okay.
So I feel like if you feel like you were a very charismatic person and interacted with everyone,
Oh yeah.
you probably
in
know.
Allegra's youth, she was a social butterfly.
Yeah. Victor and Ismark wanted nothing to do with you. But you were kind of the person who just kind of kept talking to them.
Yeah.
Ismark
do.
would politely indulge in the conversations. Victor would absolutely walk away and like go sit in a tiny nook and read. Or like go practice magic or something like that. Like Victor wanted nothing to do with these meetings, but he had to come because Daddy said so.
Awesome.
And then Ilya was just running around like a kid.
But like children do.
Yeah, like children do. Just run around, cause mischief, and was given either candy or toys to keep him entertained for like 4 hours of discussion.
Allegra's trying to do sleight of hand tricks and being bad at it.
Yeah, exactly. But you're always Ilya's favorite. And then Victor wanted nothing to do with you, and I would say you know of Irina's name,
But I have not
no,
seen her in years.
Yeah, and you know Ismark pretty well, albeit it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Clearly,
knew
nothing
Ismark
could
well.
change. Yeah. Same thing. I would think Cat, based off of like where you are as a person, you just know the names.
Yeah, I don't think Kat was ever in a position to really meet the other children of the burgomasters.
Beth definitely hasn't.
Yeah, I would say Beth hasn't. Cat would know maybe by name or just surnames. Like, you know.
Like Kat probably was introduced to Coleon, but probably didn't really meet Ismark or Irina.
Yeah, you just probably know that he has kids. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I feel
then-
like the abbot likely never talked about Allegra.
Yeah, I feel like the abbot never leaves Krezik because that's his divine duty.
Mm-hmm.
But you would have been sent on like the envoys with the Krezkovs to
Yeah.
go to Velaki, partially as an envoy to the abbot, as the abbot's ambassador, basically, and also to protect the Krezkovs.
The tiniest of Azamar at one point.
Yeah. So you're kind of both bodyguard and just like, this is what the abbot says, by the way. And we actually need more medicinal leaves. Also, we could take in about like 8 more people if you need someone who's been incredibly injured or sick.
Yeah.
Like, there's enough in the side wing for them. It was boring stuff you had to keep up, but you did it.
Just I imagine Allegra still has this tiny little notebook full of like the details of this stuff.
Yeah, you would absolutely, either your mother at the time or the abbot would write down a list and be like, this is what you say.
Fantastic.
You got this. I believe in you.
Allegra would just kind of go, "Oh, wonderful! At least I will know the people we are going to see." Or no, that would Definitely.
Great. Uh, they could at least offer you help and comfort, and at least letting you know what is happening for your life now, especially with the two un-Barovians. Which she will turn towards Ari and Lottie and then give a very dramatic bow and go, "Welcome to Barovia."
I return the bow immediately.
So this place is called Barovia, and there's a village called Barovia.
Yes, don't try not to think about it too hard.
I've always thought it was kind of weird because there's only like 4 other named settlements here, but
Lottie gives a bow back and then continues to jot things down as she thinks of them. She's actively listening.
And then you hear as Esmeralda turns around to like move the curtains to the side, and you see just like an open doorway. Like there's wall and then a doorway that leads into like a chamber. And she goes, "Hopefully you won't be here forever." And then she kind of just knocks on the there's no wood, but she knocks like on like the wood or the stone wall. And then walks in.
Implying there's a way out.
Now my
you-
question is her leg made of wood? And could she have knocked them?
I think raw it's supposed to be. But I made it mechanical.
Okay.
Fancy.
And she's got someone who helps her take care of her metal or her like when she can't do it, because you know there's certain parts where it's like I need help because I can't reach it. But you can probably see that she's got like wrenches or something, like a wrench of sorts like on her, and she probably does
Like a tool
most of
belt?
her maintenance on herself, most of it on herself, but probably has someone.
An artificer friend to help.
Yeah, absolutely. I just keep seeing leg in the corner of my screen get bigger and bigger. My god.
I don't know what you mean.
Ooh,
I
It's
don't know
ever
what you
changed
mean.
inside.
Ignoring that, she did Lottie ask that question out loud, like implying
Yeah, that's what she said out loud when Esmeralda's like, hopefully you're not here forever, and Lottie took it to go, implying there's a way out. Out loud.
she is not answering. Thank you. Or like she's not gonna turn to answer you is the correct word I was looking for. She keeps moving into the like other chamber room, keeping the curtain kind of open with like one of her arms like backstretched so you guys can walk in. And she, as like you pass by her, she goes, "Technically, there's always a way out. It's mostly through death, but some adventurers in the past have found a means to get out. If the rumor mill is correct."
Okay.
You all walk in to a room that's about 30 feet square, that rises to like a 20-foot tall flat ceiling. There is a stone brazier that, thank you, that burns fiercely in the center of the room, but it's a tall white flame that produces no heat. The rim of the brazier is curved with 7 cup-shaped indentations that are spaced evenly around the circumference. Within each indent, there's a spherical stone, twice the diameter of the human eyeball, made of colored crystal. No two stones are the same color. Overhead, there is a wood-framed hourglass as tall and as wide as a dwarf that kind of hangs 10 feet above the brazier, suspended from the ceiling in a thick iron chain. All the sand is stuck in the upper portion of the hourglass, seemingly unstable to run down to the bottom. And written in a glowing script on the base of the hourglass is a verse in common, which I hate the raw version of this riddle, so I'm gonna get my other version of the riddle, which is here. Cast a stone into the fire. Violet leads to the mountain spire. Orange jumps to the castle's peak. Red if the future is what you seek. Green leads you to the past. Indigo gets you to the church real fast. Blue leads to the top of the nature's power. And yellow gets you to the wizard's tower.
Did we get that in writing?
Yes, I will give that to you in writing.
Which
Thank
colors
you.
was the church real fast?
The church is indigo.
Fantastic. I think Allegra is going to approach the indigo stone.
Hold on. I'm writing the little thing down. But yes, you're gonna go approach the indigo stone.
And just kind of give it a once over. Just to kind of try and see if I can glean anything either religious or magical about it.
I would do, yeah, you could do a religion or a arcana check.
That's a 12 for religion.
You can, I would say you can feel the warmth of home. While you are like, if you are, I assume you're holding the stone, or are you just looking at it? Yeah,
She's
in
holding
your
it.
palm, it feels like home.
So this stone, I believe, will take us to my village, to Kresk.
Interesting.
I had to make
That
sure
is
I
good
took
to
it.
know for the future, I suppose.
She taps. She's looking at Esmeralda's looking at Allegra with a quizzical look. And then goes. That is probably the one I know the most. No offense. I don't sneak into your house all that often. But it leads to one of the towers in the cathedral. If you're ever curious.
Oh, well.
Or ask your
you-
father, I guess, if you ever want to come back here through there. He
Yes,
has it
I-
locked up, I will tell you.
Yes, no, I am aware it is locked up. I was not allowed up there as a child. That explains why.
Yeah.
He just said it was dangerous. I did not imagine it would lead me to the devil's living room, so to speak. And she will set the stone down.
She points to all the other stones and goes, the rest I haven't really investigated. Usually I just force my way in here. Through reverse engineering and lots of arcane magic. But I guess I will be doing this. I will be very much editing. Where I am teleporting you so you don't go to the wrong place and don't end up in the middle of a lake or a mountain side. And she will grab the redstone. The one that it says red if the future is what you seek. She grabs that stone in her hand and looks at you guys and goes, typically you grab the stone, you throw it into the white fire, it glows, and then opens up a portal. And then you just walk in through. Takes you somewhere else. What I'm gonna do
Simple enough.
is I will force myself to do a little bit more magic than I need to get you to the right place. So, if y'all just want to stand either single file line or in a cluster right next to the flame, that'd be great.
Allegra will kind of move toward the flame.
I also do as
So will I.
instructed.
Lottie's just kind of following the person in front of
Yeah.
her kind of blindly.
Oh,
Uh,
boy.
Yeah, and she goes, remember, once the portal is open, you will walk through, you will not come back, you will find Kolyan Adrinovich, the burgomaster, or one of the siblings, and just tell them I sent you. Should be good enough.
Understood. Thank you again for your help.
She goes, please try not to come back. Unless you are invited, then you can't really refuse, but try not to break your way in. The last people who did it, well, you've been to Kresik, you know what happened to those people. Insinuating to our Barovians, insinuating to the march up on the castle.
Mm-hmm.
That most of them are very politely buried in Kresik, while some of them are buried at the bottom at not Castle Ravenloft, that'd be morbid. At the village proper.
Mm-hmm.
Is this just something they know?
I
or is
mean-
this something Esmeralda's explaining?
This is something they know, the Barovians.
In the 2E module, everybody that dies in Castle Ravenloft is buried beneath it.
Yeah. No, I
Morbid.
technically, yes, it can be that morbid. There is some respect to the dead. Some.
As
So
a
you'll
treat,
see-
just a little.
Just a little. You'll see later. Why? Yeah. I believe everyone in this party has some form of magic. I think except Beth? I can't remember if your class has magic or not.
Beth seems magical.
Beth does not have magic specifically.
But it's just a beautiful ray of sunshine. Of
Yeah,
magic. Yeah.
she's in and of herself a little bit magical, but she doesn't particularly cast spells.
Perfect. All of you witness what society dictates as a taboo with magic. And as Esmeralda is holding the red gem in her hands, she is channeling all of her own raw magic into the stone, as well as magic that is being siphoning from the air that is around you. And she, very faintly, it doesn't look like she is putting a lot of magic into what she is doing, but very faintly you see, like, her, like, the olive complexion of her skin, where veins are mostly not visible, they start to become visible and glow a very bright, like, amethyst colored purple throughout her veins. And some parts of the skin kind of crack from the light, as if like she's getting like a sunburn that is peeling. She doesn't scream, doesn't yell, because she's in the presence of you guys. But you see some of the cracks are turning into flakes of gemstones that are just being scattered at the floor as she is overcasting to ensure to put enough magic to alter, like, the trajectory of where you guys are going. But eventually-
Overcasting, that's something we'd be at least roughly familiar with, right?
Yes, everyone who is magical, it doesn't happen a lot in Barovia, I would say. I think Cat would be the most knowledgeable of this. Because I feel like some witches, and a little bit of Beth through like travel, some witches get so careless with their magic that they just turn into raw stone. Or someone forces them to turn into raw stone. Who knows? But to Ra and Lottie, you would know that this is a taboo where you are pushing yourselves beyond the limits of magic to force yourself to do something great and grand. And in which case, this is a detriment to your health, as it can slowly turn you into like a crystal, like a full-on raw gemstone.
Mhm.
And it can also, for you to, stop you from reincarnating, like joining the spine of the world and redoing the reincarnation cycle.
Oh, fun.
Because your soul is trapped within the stone and you're never truly dead and you're never truly alive. And only very, very powerful magic can free you from like this crystal shell, this gemstone stone. So to you guys, you know, it's really bad because this could prevent you from reincarnating and like continuing on with your story throughout life.
And mechanically speaking, does it take HP?
It takes HP, yes.
Okay, all right. Is it possible to hand her something before we exit the vehicle?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. I would like to I guess just hand her a potion of healing. Just pull one out of their bag and hand it over.
Yeah, because I imagine when she finishes it, the gemstone is white hot and it is like twirling with variations of different colors. Because funny enough, the poem is in a rainbow color scheme. So it is all of the colors combined, with red being the most prominent and brightest. And she throws it very quickly into the flame, into the white flame, and then the portal opens.
Cat will look at her. If you're going to do this for us, can I at least offer to take some of the brunt of it?
To my baby. How you gonna do that? Yes, we are doing
Warding
stress.
bond.
Ooh. Yeah.
I will put a warding bond on her and I will absorb half the damage.
Oh.
You see, this is... Now I have to think of what damage I wanted to give her.
And this is where Cat being a heart coven witch comes up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Allegra was going to offer to heal, to also heal with lay on hands.
Okay.
After the spell had been finished.
Okay. Now I have to put a number to my... I was just gonna say Azrael a badass, so I'm not doing actual math. But now someone wants to share the damage, so I have to do the math.
So
in here, I think.
So here's my question, because I can help you figure out the math here.
Yes.
Is Esmeralda essentially overcasting teleport in order to get us to a specific location?
Yes. So it's a 7th level spell. Or 6.
It's 7th
Teleport is
level.
7.
What's teleportation circle? What level is that? Because
5.
technically, I would say
Teleportation circle is 5.
I will say, because technically these are teleportation circles that you're going to,
Okay.
draw-wise. But she is altering, like, the logistics of teleportation circle. And is kind of forcibly making her own circle, which kind of breaks magic a little bit, but what have you.
Does she have the ability to cast 5th level spells normally?
I have to find my Esmeralda character. Where did I put you? my little Lordbow. Oh, she's over here, because you can meet her. Yes, I put her in background NPCs, because that's important.
Mhm.
She does not. Her highest is 4th level.
Okay. Is teleportation circle on her normal spell list?
Yes.
Okay. So in
Hera?
that circumstance, she is taking 6d12
Yikes.
and taking half of that damage, and I'm
Okay.
taking the other half.
Okay,
That's so many.
I wrote 3d 60, 12. Well, if Cat goes unconscious, you don't suffer the overcast thing, really.
Yeah, I don't take the level of exhaustion or anything like that. I
Oh my
just
God, Cat.
suffer.
23
Hold on.
damage.
23. I have 3 hit points left.
Oh goodness.
So
Beth
Allegra,
will immediately try and prop you up and make sure you don't fall over.
Yeah.
Allegra is going to pump 23 points of her lay on hands into
23.
Yeah, because I have 24 points of it.
You have 24.
Her magic, her ancestral item
Got it.
gives Allegra more
Got it,
lay on
got it.
hands. Yep.
Yeah.
Fancy.
So I'm gonna give 23 of it to my brain is blanking on your character's name.
Katarina.
To Katarina, and then because
Fantastic.
that leaves me with 1 point of lay on hands and 3 points of healing hands from
Yeah.
my
being an
race.
Aasimar. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to give Esmeralda 4 points of healing.
I think Esmeralda will stop you before, like, you touch her and be like, the little one gave me a potion. I'm okay. And you can
Are
see,
you sure?
compared to Cat, who almost looked like she got knocked down off of her feet, Esmeralda took it like a champ.
So long as you are okay, I know that spells like that can hurt a lot. So I just wanted to make sure.
Kat also took 2 points of stress because she was not expecting it to be that potent.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Allegro kind of turned back and go, Kat, are you okay?
After she's healed, she's like, yeah, that was a very different experience than what I was expecting it to be like.
yeah. Beth will look at you. Beth is very blue. Please don't do that again. That was very worrying.
I won't. I'm sorry, Beth. I just thought it was fair to repay the deed.
Okay. Well, now that we know that everyone's all right, I think that we should hurry.
I am of the same
Great
mind.
idea.
I would agree, yes.
Yeah, Esmeralda nods her head like, we're not gonna redo this again. Just go through. Make sure this one gets proper rest. As like she pats like Cat on the back and like pushes her.
But I mean, at least Esmeralda didn't have to deal with 46 points of damage
Yes.
and 3 levels of exhaustion. Now it's
Yes.
just 23 points of damage and 3 levels of exhaustion.
And she's still got a castle to walk through very slowly.
Very slowly.
God bless for potions of invisibility.
Right?
This bitch came prepared.
Yeah, because she has disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws, and her speed is halved.
Hold
Damn.
on. Maybe she'll be okay. I'll roll in secrecy to see what the fuck happens to her.
Oh,
Well,
no.
we will be around to find out.
Yep.
And we never saw her again.
And we never saw her again.
This is how. Sorry, guys. I killed Esmeralda.
Rip.
No, she's not gonna die yet. You haven't
This
had
is
the
what I get
reading.
for not taking lesser restoration. I could have removed a level of exhaustion from her.
That's
would have
greater
been
restoration.
More oh, is it greater resto?
It's only greater.
God, okay.
Upon hearing that that Cat needs to rest, Allegra is going to attempt to like pick her up and carry her through the portal.
This is unnecessary.
You know, I don't think it is. Do you realize how badly you were hurt just now?
I'm fine.
Yes, I know. I healed you, but that does not mean.
I know I
the
do stuff
person
like
who
this
is-
all the time. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As the person who just healed you, I am, as let's just say, a medical professional, prescribing that I carry you until we can find you a place to sit.
All right. Can I know I do this a lot, but I always love it. Can I, the player, request a perception check from Allegra? If the DM approves.
Yeah, go for it. I love this. You just can't
Perception or
persuade each other.
insight?
Perception.
Okay. That's a 6. She is oblivious.
Okay, perfect.
Would something like this be something Beth has grown to recognize with Cat?
Beth knows about this already. It's the contents of the bag.
Okay.
It's just tinkle
Okay, we
jangling
going?
in there. Yeah, you go.
Go.
You get kicked out. Kicked out of the castle. That's your little fire
sayonara.
portal.
Lottie would have, like, feet. Actually looked up from her book for once in her life. Fucking booked it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys walk through the fire and flames. It's your music here. And come out from, like, kind of the weird warmth of the castle. Kind of. Well, you're in a... Well, no, the room says it does not produce heat. But compared to where you are outside to Beth, Cat, and Allegra, it's home. It feels like it's either it just ended snowing or it's about to snow again. Like it's that in-between state where the clouds look full and you can see the snow all on the ground, but you're not entirely sure, is it done yet?
Yeah.
But you guys are kind of like forced forward out of the portal with like a quick velocity, so you kind of stumble on your feet. I'm not making anyone roll like dexterity saving throws because it's not that heavy or intense. And you land on very soft snow in the middle of the woods.
Oh,
And you can very vaguely see it over the horizon with, like, you know, the rising snowstorm or ending of a snowstorm and, like, the mist and fog of just, like, how cold the air is. Like, a very faint silhouette of the castle all the way in the distance, high up on, like, hilltops. So, you know, you're very close to the castle, but also not very close to the castle. Just all around you, due to the snowfall, there is no, like, paved pathways or anything. You kind of hear very faintly, like, the sound of, like, animals scurrying about through, like, the branches, the hoot of an owl, and very off in the distance, like, howling of the wolves. Along with the winds. The winds are also howling. Get over it.
Hey, how much snow is on the ground?
I feel like it's good enough for, like, your foot to, like, sink about, like, maybe, like, 2 inches. It's very crunchy.
But not enough to be considered difficult terrain?
I would say, yeah, not enough to be
Okay.
difficult terrain.
Because if it was, I have something for that.
Is your favorite terrain Do you have favorite terrain?
No, I have natural explorer.
Okay, natural explorer.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, so you can't be magically lost unless it's by magic.
And
Or
difficult terrain doesn't slow our group's travel.
Fantastic.
ranger
Hell yeah.
stuff.
Allegra's just kind of gonna look around and go, "Oh, great! No sleeves and a backless dress in the middle of a snowstorm. Shall we get to the village?"
Put me down for just a second, please.
Yeah.
Um,
she'll oblige begrudgingly.
Lottie like
uh?
ruffles around in her bag, offers says I have robes in here. Would they be
Damn
thick
it.
enough? Would they...
You beat me to it. Kat was about to take off her fur shawl and offer
No.
it.
Are you wearing the robes?
I don't. No, I think I have. It says robes plural.
So
Robes plural can also refer to a singular robe.
Yeah,
I will
just
say
how pants can be one set of pants or multiple separate pants.
everyone before getting swept into the mystic land of Barovia and the castle, you are all walking through the snow, so you all have proper winter gear. Except Allegra is still in the castle.
Still in the castle, yeah.
I think Beth's dress gets like noticeably thicker. The sleeves come down to make more of like a coat. It's still the same design. And her hair gets also noticeably thicker and very red. I don't like the snow. It's cold and it doesn't make me look very good.
Well, let's hurry up
Count
and...
yourself, little one.
Little.
In comparison.
Does your hair get slightly redder?
It does, absolutely.
Because, like, Allegra's tall as hell.
Beth, when you say that, her hair does get redder. She also grows about 2 inches. She doesn't notice. Who are you calling little?
I love that.
Normally, people whom I can see the top of their head when I'm standing next to them, I call little. But you have now met my eye, which is wonderful.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll be out of the snow soon, Beth.
Yeah, okay. I just want to get inside.
We will
Agreed.
make that a priority.
Beth, like, angrily kicks the snow as she walks.
It's just fuck you.
Yeah.
I would say with the combined efforts of Kat and Lottie, Allegra can have like a nice little furred outfit that's probably a little bit too small, but at least it's enough to keep you warm.
It's enough where I have sleeves and the back to a dress.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's perfect. Like robes from Lottie and a shawl from Kat is like kind of perfect for what Allegra needs right now.
It's mismatched as hell, but
yeah,
least you're
Allegra's
warm.
not super concerned about fashion right now. It's function right now, baby.
Baby.
But yeah, onward to the village.
I think it's also definitely worth noting that even though Kat has lost her furs, she does not look visibly like colder at all.
yeah. I feel like the same thing kind of occurs with Lottie, based off of your season and the nature of what you are. The cold really doesn't bother you as much.
The cold doesn't bother us anyway.
Yeah, they just don't bother you anyway.
Oh, perfect.
My 2 undead fucks. Love you. Mwah, mwah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
Ari would try and head the way and try and like kick the snow out of the way, make it flatter, because like Allegra's wearing flats, and
Thank you.
Yeah, I would
the
say
worst thing is getting snow into your shoes.
Yeah,
Fucking preach.
I could say the Barovians and Allegra. Everyone but Lottie can make a survival check. Unless Lottie,
Okay.
you're climbing a tree and then you're looking above like the tree, like tops.
I think
Hey.
Lottie's too busy caught up in her notebook.
That is the
I can't
highest
get
wisdom
lost
roll
though.
I will ever have.
For real.
I'm a master of navigating the natural world. So do I still have to roll?
So, the only reason I'm making you roll in this one case is because this is unnatural, like, territory. You don't know where you're going. So I was gonna, usually I would say, no, you're not making a survival check, because you have no idea where you're going, but because you're a ranger and you are good at surviving, you can at least spot tracks. Or, like,
Okay.
footfall. So I'm just gonna make it just regular, and then once you learn the terrain, or at least look at a map of Barovia proper, then you can start making everything an advantage again.
Okay. All right.
There-
I always imagine that ability as like if you've ever seen the movie The Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. There's the scene where they're passing over the mountain and Legolas is just walking on top of the snow.
Exactly. That's exactly what I had in mind.
Yeah.
Except
So
so
it's
is
just like-
still like kicking out of the way for everyone else.
Just in this one instance, it's like, because you have no idea where anything is at the moment. You're a little blind. But you can't get, I will say, you'll never get lost in these woods. Unless magic truly wants you to get lost.
I will know where I have been at least, and know not
Yeah.
to go that same way again.
Yep.
But with
so-
an 18,
Yeah, with an 18, 17, and a 22. I would say, Allegra, it's been a very long time since you've needed to come to anywhere near the village of Barovia.
This far, because it's the opposite side
Opposite
of the
side.
fucking country. Yeah.
So you are just in the middle of the woods. And you could probably guess that one of the directions will take you to a village eventually. You just don't know
Likely
where.
Likely last time I came through here, I was also in a carriage.
Yeah. So unless you were nosy, it's pretty hard to tell from your surroundings. Both Kat and Beth being kind of like general explorers, you've probably never actually gone inside the village, but you have been around the village proper a couple times, or at least on their farmlands or plantations and what have you. So you kind of know that you're at like the back end of the Savalich Woods, on the other, like at kind of behind the village. And then you know that you needed to go, I believe, westward. Just to get to the village. And, like, that gets confirmed with RA, who is, like, when you're kicking the snow away for Allegra's sake, you do see, like, very faint track marks. Like, a carriage has gone through here a couple of times. That's just
I
been
feel like Aura is
ingrained into
also
the gravel.
noticing, like the things that would indicate nearby settling, like felled trees or
Yeah.
chopped branches and such.
Yeah,
Or
branches that
tapped
been...
trees even.
Yeah, I would say that. Definitely, like, the branches being pulled apart, either pulled off or pulled to the side and pinned, just to create, like, an opening big enough for a carriage and, like, wagons and horses just to go through. And eventually, you never see, as you're walking, smoke throughout the whole entire thing. And kind of keep making your way through the snow, winding through these pathways of, like, branches that are being put to the side, trees that have been felled, or, like, just a sign, like an X on a tree, just to put, or an arrow on a tree to point you in the right direction of, like, civilization. And over time, like, smoke doesn't get apparent. You do go through, like, some form of, like, very old plantations that haven't been taken care of in, like, either months or seasons, from what it looks like, that have, like, wilted crops, soil that's been, like, dug through. Clearly, like, an animal has gone through and, like, killed any livestock that was here at one point, or, like, unburied, like, the plants and vegetations. And then probably, I don't know how high I made it, but, like, you guys eventually see through, like, the thicket of trees, greenery. But it's not greenery of like bushes or brush or like treetops that you see. It's a wall that is filled with
Which wall?
it's just a wall. Like you're eventually coming across like this large wall, and then eventually you realize it's not a wall, it's like encompassing, like going around corners and through like the trees, like interweaving, and it feels like a barrier. And then you look up and it's covering almost all the way up to where you can like you have to strain to see like the edges of like the skyline, and you just kind of see like a large, I don't want to give it actual height because I'm not good with height, but like a dome as wide and big as your eyes can see, just covering this large landmass, and it doesn't seem to be ending. And it's about like, I want to say like 60 feet ahead as like the trees like thin out and break off or get like wrapped and entwined with like these very thick vines and brushes of like, think of when Maleficent takes over the castle in Sleeping Beauty. Like, it's all covered in briars and thorns and vines that make it almost impossible to go through unless you cut your way through or burn it.
Seems that
And-
the village has changed since I was last
Yeah.
here.
And I would say for sure, Cat, you remember the village was here at some point. You don't remember a giant vine wall encompassing a village. You're
So
muted,
Kat will
babe.
kind of narrow her eyes and go, not to alarm everyone, but I was just in this region not all that long ago. And there was not a giant dome of foliage covering the village.
Now, my first instinct is to touch it. Just
I would
to
like
see.
to approach the bitch.
What'd you say?
I want to approach the bitch.
Don't get pricked.
I would like to approach the bench.
What did you think I said?
I fucking love that show.
Anyway, I want to try and suss this out, see what the heck is going on, if it's natural, if it's unnatural, or supernatural even, and if there's a way to get through, anything, any information that I can glean at all.
Okay. I would say... Okay, and Lottie would also like to approach. You can make either a nature check or an arcana check.
Okay, I'm gonna go with nature.
Yeah, I feel like Lottie would go arcana.
I feel like I can do better, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Does Ranger, with your natural explorer, what have you, give you advance? It's only on survival checks.
I don't
Right.
know. It says I'd have advantage on initiative rolls. And advantage on
Initiative.
attack rolls against creatures I've not yet attacked. I get a whole bunch of foraging stuff, tracking, and traveling stealthy at a normal pace. Nature sense, maybe that's... No, okay, that's just local weather and climate, the closest water source, and residence.
You could definitely sense residency nearby.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. I thank you for rolling it to DM. Lottie rolled a 23 for arcana.
Oh, okay. Then
A
yeah, I want
23.
to use my inspiration to try and get better.
Okay. Try to one up your friend.
I'm gonna do my best.
You have to roll a natural 20.
Shush.
Never tell me the odds.
Oh well.
You'll take the 14. I'm not gonna make you take like the lower roll or anything. It's not a complete reroll. But you would know that this is a very organic wall. Like, it is. Like, it feels like it came from the root. It's organic in the way of, like, it's living, it's breathing, it's tangible. Like, if this is not something that is technically magically created, well, Lottie will know it's magically created, but it's not like this is an illusion or anything, or this is fake and temporary. This feels real and tangible, and it
So,
looks
like-
like
These plants came from the earth, but they
Yeah.
would not have grown this way without interference.
yes, absolutely.
So,
And you
a
want to know
cast
the
of growth is about.
thickness. It would probably do any of you like try to experimentally like try to cut it? Like
Oh,
cut it into
absolutely,
vines?
100%.
I tried to cut at it.
Yeah, that was Allegra's like first response was, I have a hand axe. It's like the only thing I have right now.
What did
I would
my
do it-
Arcana check get me?
You would definitely know when RA stated that this is like magically influenced. Absolutely. This feels like a very either powerful, like druidic spell that was casted that enhanced the growth of the vines and made it far more bigger, thicker, and like more encased. Like it's tight. It's like a tighter bundle of vines instead of very loosey goosey, like how nature intends for it. There's probably, if there is a village here, which Ari would have identified that, like, yeah, everything points to a village. Kat says there was a village. It wasn't like this a couple months ago, or the last time she was here. But you would know that it is probably bending into the structure of whatever buildings and trees that are in here that is further stabilizing its structure.
Something made this grow much more than it should have. Oh, it's
And, like-
some kind of spell.
And you can feel that the magic is still coursing through it. Like, it's not done. It's almost infinite. And, like, when you watch, either when you do it yourself or when you watch everyone else with, like, through the corner of your eyes, cut through, like, a singular vine, it grows, like, another vine grows back in its place, like, in a matter of seconds.
So DM, I have a question.
Yes. You
Is
have
there
questions.
a source of water nearby, like a river or stream?
I would be able to tell you.
Yes. You would know that the River Iblis, like, runs through the village of Barovia. That
Okay.
is, like, just a little bit, like, probably down the hill and then to like, the right.
Could I possibly go there and get I'm looking for a very specific type of stone.
Okay.
That kind of is created in the beds of rivers. I'm looking for flint.
The river
Hell
could
yeah.
also be a way in.
Can I try to touch it?
Yeah, you
Don't
want to touch
touch
it?
it.
My,
Don't touch it.
with my flesh hand.
I
No,
was about to say, which hand do you touch the wall with?
I think
I wanna
don't
touch
prick
the flesh-
yourself.
I want to touch it with my flesh hand. Not enough to do like serious, because I know it's probably gonna hurt. Just like
Yeah.
a little bit, just a little. Like they went to go get Flynn or something. The second their backs turned, I want to touch.
Do I need to roll to find what I'm looking for?
Well, would you have said that you're going to look for flint? Because I
Yes.
might. All right. DM.
Yes.
I am going to assume Allegra is trying to burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Would the spell Green Flame Blade work? To test that theory.
Ha. Does it light on fire at this level? Yes, it does.
says on a hit, the target suffers the weapon's attack normal effects, and you can cause green fire to leap from the target to a different creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it. So just a different
So-
vine.
I guess okay. I was gonna say that, or you hit a rock, or you hit your friend, and then the flame leaps onto the vine wall.
Are the
Um,
vines a creature?
So I can use any weapon for this. So I'm just gonna use the hand axe that RA already had out to test stuff.
Are the
Yeah, because
vines
otherwise I was gonna go
nature?
get a flint and hit it with my light hammer. Because that I
First,
did bring with me.
first I will say, Lottie,
Yeah.
when you touch the vine wall, the blorb wall,
Yeah.
it is both equally warm and cold to the touch. Like, I don't want to say it's lukewarm. It like the temperature fluctuates because it gets cold based off of like the natural temperature that is in this realm, but it also gets warm and you feel it move underneath your hand, and not with the intent to cut you or anything, but like it feels like your warmth, and then you can feel like the mask getting tighter underneath, like it doesn't want you to go through. Like it thinks like you are trying to make, like, intently try to go through, but you're just gently putting a hand, and then when it feels like there's no movement there, it settles.
Cool. Lottie stays right there and just starts writing. As I am writing.
Am I gonna do what I did with the castle and say, yes, the castle's technically a creature? Do I say that the vine wall is technically a creature? Does that mean, will I allow you guys to command the vine wall to open?
I don't have spell slots left, so that's
I
not
could
an option.
confuse the vine wall.
Oh no. I want to
I would like to
say,
appeal to the morality of the line of the vine wall.
I
mean,
want
for
to
the
say,
sake-
due to the nature of how it was created, it is sort of sentient. So it does have forms of sentiency. So yes, you can hit a rock or hit the wall, and then the flame just bounces off to another side of the wall. Or you can hit the snow, and then the flame just bounces onto the wall.
I hit a rock.
I
Okay, you hit a rock.
I was gonna say I would give them a word of warning, but I feel like this is all happening at the same time,
Yeah.
so that's perfectly fine with me.
You
I do
being
have
like the
had passive
intelligence.
perception though, so I mean, if you look like you want to say something, maybe I could perceive that.
You sure can't. You mean passive or like what's the
Passive.
purpose?
Does it look like Lottie would try to stop RA before they do it? Or
Yeah, I would like it's like stop mid writing and like a hand goes up.
Okay. All right, then I feel like Alright would probably be able to notice that, and she would pause.
This wall knows if you're trying to get through it. I do not know if it will get angry or try to fight back, but this wall seems to have some degree of knowing if something is trying to get in harm it. I would choose your next actions very carefully.
Thank you for your insight. Perhaps it can be reasoned with.
Thanks, I got it from touching the wall.
As good a way as any to find anything out.
where are my children?
Can I, God, take off a piece of the vine? Like, take a vine away from the vine wall?
Like take
I almost jokingly said, "Are you asking it kindly?" But no.
No, I am
you can
taking a vine.
You can absolutely do so. Like once you separate it from like the wall, it shrinks a little bit. And just becomes mundane vines.
Interesting. Can I prick my finger with that new little bit? Make sure it doesn't do anything.
Ow. That kind of hurt.
Fair enough.
Your response is ouchie.
It's like, maybe I shouldn't have done this.
Allegra,
Well, that-
looking down at the piece of flint in her hand.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I think you should. It'd be very fun.
This thing is sentient, and it
It
might
would-
try to fight you.
It would
At
be
this
warm,
point, I'm-
and there is snow everywhere.
I was about to say, at this point, I'm not really concerned with the vine wall. We can. That's a later problem. Right now, I'm fucking cold.
Ari would pull out the blanket from their bedroll and offer it to her. Because this might take a bit.
What is Allegra's passive perception?
11.
Cool. So, alright. You. And only you. A little bit kind of past the riverbed. As you're as you guys hear or like communicating, trying to figure out like, okay, I'm protecting myself with the vines. Don't touch the vine wall. Anything of that sort of nature. You see out of the corner of your eye, just a person down on the other side of the river who seems to have like a built their own like man-made built like sleigh of sorts that has like what you could assume is like animal game piled onto it, and they are dragging it towards the wall down there.
Yeah.
And only
Allegra's-
RA sees this.
Oh,
Sorry.
me?
Yes, only you, because you have the highest passive perception and you beat it. Or you meet.
Then-
You meet it.
Sorry, choking on water. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Guys,
Okay,
can you believe that they're choking
alright.
on water?
I'm doing my best out here. Okay.
Choking. That sounds kind of.
Shut up. Oh, God.
I feel like you need to get negative inspiration for that.
Mhm.
No.
Mhm.
One free DM can say fuck you.
The DM can say "fuck you" to me at any point in particular.
Okay, so Ari would offer the blanket, and then most people seem to be doing something here to try and figure this out, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, Ari's gonna just kind of not sneak necessarily, but not make any kind of grand procession of it, and very quietly go over towards the person. Okay, they kind of slink away. Okay.
Okay. Your resident, your resident, lady slinks away.
Beth does not notice yet.
No.
Meanwhile, we're all busy talking about the morality of burning this thing or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Allegra's like starting a fire away from it at this point. Like she's just fucking cold.
Yeah.
Uh,
Some of the greenery just kind of like curls away from it, from the heat. Like like some of the snow is melting around it, and then like the ivy and grass, the blades of grass that are underneath the snow are just kind of curling away from the heat, going, no thank you, no thanks.
Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, I would like to approach this humanoid.
Do you make yourself like well known? Like, how do you do?
Yeah, I would approach politely and call out a hail, fellow traveler.
So I feel like it's like you're on one side of the river and then they're on the other side of the river.
Is the river deep?
I would say it's probably like it's not knee deep. You can like hop through like stones, so probably at most your little booties will get wet.
That's fine. Then yeah, Ari will greet, and then if it seems they're amenable to conversation, maybe cross the river.
Okay. You would say it pretty much loud enough for them to hear it over like the roar of the river
Mhm.
and like the winds and what have you. And the person who is bundled up in like winter gear, you see like the bright, like the only sense of color beyond like browns and greens on them is like a hint of red that is just kind of like sewn through like the outfit. They have a crossbow. What kind of excuse me, gentlemen. Ma'am, what kind of weapon did I give you? They have a heavy crossbow on their back. And like, there is, a rapier and a hand axe on either hip. Bunches of bundles of ropes and like bags of like what you can assume is just like what they have as necessities, and then a few potions wrapped around. Their mouth is fully covered, like scarf around the mouth, what have you, and like they have their hood over their face to protect their little ears from the snow. And when they hear you, the sled stops, and you see they put one hand up away from you. That's like pointing to a different direction, as if like signaling someone else. And then they turn to you, like in the middle of the riverbed, and you just see a very pale, skinned male who's about 6'2", I would say, with very faint, like bluish gray eyes, just kind of staring at you, and like they're quizzically squinting. There's a little bit of scruff on the side of their face.
Okay. All right.
He doesn't say anything, but he doesn't
That's
approach.
fine. Okay. Then yeah, Ari will continue to cautiously approach, and will continue to try and speak above the river and the wind. Do you by chance happen to know of a way to get inside the town? We are recently arrived and are supposed to meet some people within, but do not know how to enter.
You see that they, the one hand that is like on like the rope that's pulling the sleigh, that gets dropped, and there's a little bit of a squint to their eyes. Exerlendo sent us. I'm sorry. I just read that. That's foolish, babe. Stop being muted.
I didn't realize I was muted the whole time.
Cringe fail, L.
Cringe fail.
But and then he pulls down the scarf that is covering like his face. And then he goes,
hot?
"It's up to RA. You know this is who you want to see."
Yeah, it is. Then yes, definitely breathtaking. Favorite color in his eyeballs? Goodness gracious.
God. I'm trying to find the artwork for them. Aha! I found it. Gentle sir, gentle sir, gentle sir. But he looks over at you and goes, "By what accounts do you need to be in the village?"
We were sent to seek the aid of one Colion, in name of Esmeralda.
Roll an insight check.
Okie doke.
Please and thank you.
14?
When you say the name, there is one, a look of recognition, like he knows who the person is, and two, it goes from recognition. Recognize. Thank you. It doesn't sound like a real word to me, Abby, at this moment. Recognition. Whatever. He realizes who you're talking about. And then that look changed to a very sad tone. Like, oh, kind of moment.
Uh-oh.
Did you say who sent you, or you just said that you were here to find
We
them?
were sent here to seek Colion in the name of Esmeralda. So by the power or authority of, by permission given by Esmeralda.
And then he looks at you and then asks, why? Like, you could have gone to any other village.
Since Cat isn't doing anything because I accidentally stayed muted the whole time, is there any chance I
Yes.
can walk up on this scene?
I would say because RA didn't purposely hide themselves
Mhm.
while walking over, and then you would hear the sound of like all of you would hear the sound of conversation. I feel like Cat would pick it up more because your passive perception is the highest.
After mine.
Since
One-
I have a question.
Yes.
Since Allegra is actively watching to make sure Cat is still okay, when Cat leaves, can Allegra follow?
I
That's
feel
what
like
was
when
gonna say.
yeah, I was gonna say once you notice that one person of your group left, and then like when Cat starts to move, you see, oh, Ari's not here anymore. Oh, there's communication happening. Also, oh, who's that person on the other side of the river?
Do I get to answer his question while
Yes.
people approach, or will have
Yes.
okay.
I will give you one more instance, and then the others will join.
Okay. So he asked, why? Just that.
Yeah.
That, okay. Hold on, let me think. Why? So yeah, RA has a brief moment of pause, and then says, words.
And these
Mhm.
words are magical, probably. Gonna knock him off his feet. Swoon automatically.
Okay. The group that I am currently with, we all just were. Well, you could say we escaped from a castle which I'm told is most dangerous in this region, which belongs to a lord here. So we were hoping to seek asylum or shelter for the time being.
You see him pause. And I would say, writing off of that insight, when you speak about escaping the castle, there is both simultaneously a look of pity and then mild anger, not directed at you, but over the idea of who in question. And he goes, okay, so Esmeralda, who I haven't seen in like 15 years, decided you all would be safe here in the village. Do you want to come in?
She had the option to send us apparently anywhere within Barovia and chose here.
And you guys all come down and see this poor man grab like a gloved hand and is like dragging it over his face. Like, whole face is going down. Like, my god. What does this become?
As
And then
as soon as
go ahead.
as soon as his eyes are uncovered and he can see, he briefly sees himself turn back into Beth.
He looks momentarily startled. You don't know why.
One day someone will call her out on it.
Listen, I plan on asking so many questions to Beth when we're not trying to get away from danger and it's to a warm house. I have so many questions for you.
Seeing everyone else approach and Ismark seems somewhat discomfortable, I would also say, we do not seek shelter for free. I am willing to offer payment for accommodation. I know I travel with some strange individuals, so it seems only fair.
Yeah. You say strange individuals, and he's looking directly at Allegra, who is wearing just a dress in the snow.
And like a really mismatched.
Does
attempt at keeping it together.
Allegra clock and recognize who this is?
You would recognize this as Ismark, yes.
Hello, Ismark.
Ismark. And you say that, and there you see the dots go over his head, like 1, 2, 3, and then the recognition happens, and he goes, "Of course, it would be you in the dress."
Listen, I woke up in formal attire, and you know the Count has shit for taste. And so I put on my own, expecting to perhaps go back up and grab my equipment before leaving the castle. But it was not to be, and I walked through the snow and flats. Can you please take me to somewhere warm? Please.
You see that he thinks for a moment and then starts to do like a head count. And then goes, is okay. So is it just you? Are there like 6 other in the forest?
To the best of my knowledge, it's just us.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
some-
just us.
At some point when RA and Allegra were in conversation and just talking about the cow, I will let you know passively. Probably Cat and RA would notice this more so. But at some point, he started to grab a snowball. And he looked like
All right,
if
we'll step
you
aside.
you know, if you said the wrong thing, which Cat, you would innately go, if Allegra slipped and said the Count's name, or if RA said the Count's name, absolutely would have decked her in the face before she said something.
Yep,
but
that's the deal.
yeah. But he holds it like, it's just like tightly clenched in one hand that's kind of off behind his back a little bit. And he goes, okay, well, one moment. And you see that snowball gets dropped. Now you all notice that he was armed with a snowball. Don't know why.
Oh, buddy.
But he had something in his hand ready to throw. And he goes to like the sled with the animal game on it, and there's like a little bag with pouch, probably like something to cover it up with tarps or what have you. And then he looks at you all and goes 1, 2, of course, and you see that he grabs like a blanket, some kind of fabric that he grabs like a dagger out of, and then strips like 5 single like cloth strips from it, tearing up his bag or his blanket or tarp or what have you, and he kind of holds them in his hand, gesturing for someone to like take it out of his hand, and he goes,
I'll take it.
congratulations, you have been equipped with 5 basically cloth masks, shoddily cloth masks that he hands to you, and he goes, because of the wall, pollen and things don't leave the village. So if you don't want to fall over or get a headache, sneezing attack, cough up a lung, I would suggest you fashion some kind of face protection to cover your mouth and your nose.
All right, we'll distribute them.
Um,
I don't
you-
need one. It's all right.
theoretically, could Cat make an insight check here? Because, like, obviously the face masks are important, but this feels like, I don't know, it just feels like there's more than meets the eye here.
There's more than an allergy attack with this.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like
Can I
there's.
do like
I just sense that there's something that we're not being told.
Could I do
Yes.
piggybacking off of this, possibly? Could I try like an Arcana check on this? Possibly?
Yeah, I could see Arcana with this. I would like both of your rolls, please. Thank you. Give them to me.
No, I will show you my roll though.
Wow.
Because of my earlier insight, am I at least like sussy about this
Um,
or not?
I would say it would be a new roll.
Okay.
New snipe roll. What are you trying to ascertain with Arcana?
Is this like magically altered in any way? Like, be it mundane or like some like.
Like the
Is it-
cloth, or
yeah.
what he's talking about with the. This is just. You watched him go to his bag and like strip, like, just shoddy made. They're not all perfect. They're all uneven. They're just regular like fabrics to cover your mouth and nose.
Mm-hmm.
To what he was telling you, just to protect you from like the natural spores that are being contained inside the wall.
Okay.
Clearly there is something not, and like Cat, you can realize something is not like sinking in over the fact that, like, one, how is he outside the wall? Two, how is he planning to get back into the wall? Three, if it's that, like, why is he willingly to go back in there and bring you into what feels like is a little bit hazardous?
Yeah.
And like, he's not lying, but he is omitting information.
Cat is not afraid of being brusque, especially with other noble-born individuals. So I think just plain and simple, Cat will say, "Son of Kolyon, are there any other threats that you are not warning us about? A magical druidic dome appears out of thin air, and the only thing we have to worry about is some pollen?"
Again, the hand goes through his face and drags on the side dramatically. And he does a deep sigh. It goes, okay. I don't know why she would send you here. It's clearly a bad idea. But this wall's been up for, say, months now? Maybe? It came apart one day, out of the blue, and encircled all of the village of Barovia. No one knows why, no one knows how, and only very powerful and continuous fire seems to keep it at bay. Or enough for people just to shrink out of it. And you know, the only person who knows how to do fire is my sister. So she is holding a doorway open for me to get my sorry ass inside, and I guess also 5 other sorry asses also inside.
Oh shit, my fire.
Perhaps the time for discussion and explanations can wait if
Yeah,
time
let's
is so
get
precious.
inside first.
I have a bonfire I need to go put out.
In the background, like it's just kicking the snow over the fire.
Yeah.
as she's running. And then Ismark will continue to talk as like he's picking up the sleigh, and then before he pulls up the face mask and everything, he goes, when we breach the wall, there is fungal growths. It's unfortunately very moist and both warm and cold, which is perfect for moss, mushrooms, fungus to grow and take over, which has infected the undead. So, we're gonna be very quiet when we get inside. There is no hello, how do you do's. We see my sister, you help me grab the meat off of here, and we'll go in, and I'll drop you off at... No, we can't go to the tavern. The tavern has a bell. I will drop you off at our house, and then we'll talk inside.
But no socializing.
Nothing.
Not
You
until we are inside.
you can whisper. Anything above a whisper, that's on you. If you endanger my sister, I am going the opposite direction. And you are on your own.
It may be best to refrain even from that until we know exactly what the situation is.
Agreed.
Well, I suppose it is a good thing that you decided to tell us before we went in.
You see that like your cat, it's, you don't intend to be smug about it or sassy about it unless Cat is.
No, I do mean to, because I
Oh, you
had
mean
to
to?
get this information out of him. So I'm like, well, I'm glad you told us before we went
Oh,
in
yeah.
there.
You see, he notably rolls his eyes, like, whatever. But yeah, he should have told you. His ego's is a little bruised right now. You got him. But he rolls his eyes and pulls like the little red face cloth up to cover his mouth.
And I'm assuming we all follow him in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm,
absolutely.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't spot Ismark, you would eventually see smoke from like the other side of the river. And when like each of you hop very delicately over the river and join Ismark, who when they get closer to the wall, he just leaves the cart or the sleigh and then just like hoists just like one bag of like game, which is mostly like rabbit and squirrels that he just found. There's one that is like actually a wolf.
How heavy
and
would
now
you
we can
say
help.
all of this is in total?
I don't know. Heavy.
Guesstimation wise. Would +4 to strength be able to
I think
carry
you could.
it all?
I don't say you can carry it all, because his
The
strength
average
is not.
wolf weighs 88 pounds.
I would say if you want to take like, I don't want to say fireman carry, but kind of like in a way just to so you still have a free arm, you could carry like the wolf by yourself, and then he can get like one of the bags that has like what he has put like the rabbit and squirrels in. There's probably just another bag that someone else can just pick up, or it could just be
I help.
leaf. Yeah,
Yeah, Allegra's slinging the wolf over her shoulders.
yeah. This, I would say it's very heavy, but it's also like you're built for this through training and
is-
everything.
This is kind of her thing.
Yeah.
Lifting heavy shit.
And eventually you guys will see the smoke rising into like this very noxious kind of green black flame. And there is a woman who is about... Did I put your height on your sheet, ma'am? Sir? Milady? I opened up Big Smark's character sheet again. Get out of here. We don't need you anymore. There is a petite woman who's about 5'3", who is very olive complexion, seems to be wearing like I don't want to say like Victorian clothes, but just like a very long formal dress that has like tarps and tapestries like tied around it just to give her a pop of color. And there's like a little bit of furs that are like sewn into the outfit. She has very long brown hair that goes about to her mid back and bright green eyes. And she currently has a red scarf tied very tightly around her nose and her mouth. And her hands are gloveless at the moment because she is actively burning the walls with a continuous produce flame. And it's enough to like keep, like, you see that she moves her hand to the other side so like the walls don't come and cinch her in or like squish her in, and she's occasionally just like spreading the fire so it backs off a little bit, just enough to make like a human-sized doorway. And you see, just emoting, her eyes get very bright when she sees Ismark approach. I mean, the man. You don't know his name. Well, no, we said Ismark. You see Ismark approach, and then the light in her eyes dim to tilt to her head in confusion as like there's now 5 people following behind her brother. But she awkwardly holds up a hand and quickly goes back to casting produce flame and like burning the wall to the sides as like she tries to gesture with her head to like hurry.
Allegra's gonna be hot on Ismark's heels.
Alright as well.
Yeah, follow
Maybe.
quickly.
I have. You know what? No, actually, I thought it was a fun idea, but I don't see a reason to use this.
Now we're gonna just all continuously dashing.
Yeah, I'll just run alongside everybody.
Eventually you guys kind of like pitter through like this like little man-made doorway. Some of you have to duck because she kind of had to make it to her height. She's not 6'2" like Ismark. Nor is built as him. So it is a little bit of a squeeze and a duck for certain people.
Actually, one thing I can do, Cat can use produce flame to like take some of the magical load off of Irina and like kind of widen up the door a little bit.
Yeah. And you can't see like the mouth moving as like thank you, but you can feel it in like the expression.
Okay.
And you can see from like how close proximity is, she's been sweating. Like this has been continuous. Like who knows how long she's been doing this
Oh yeah.
for. And she's like even though it's a cantrip, it is magically draining for her.
So I'm happy to take up some of the arcane like weight of it.
Yeah, and with the help, Cat also not. Is Cat a very tall woman? I can't remember if you also made her short.
Cat is 5'6".
Same as
Okay, so there's 3 more inches to the wall on Cat's side, like height-wise. And it's being pushed to be a little bit wider for you guys to walk in.
Beth will unknowingly shrink down to the height of the other woman.
Yeah.
She doesn't
He
realize
was-
this at all.
I adore her.
Allegra's having to like duck, like in sync with Ismark because they're the same height.
Yeah.
She's a little confused why Allegra's so tall now, but she's not going to question it.
Alright, but I think that gets us all in.
Yeah. As all y'all bozos walk on in. Irina waits just a moment before putting a hand off of the wall and letting it, like, slowly start knitting itself back and like pushing away the old like burnt vines out of it, and there's like soot and ash just on the ground. The smoke just kind of leaves, and I assume Cat follows in position once everyone is in safety.
Yep.
To those who can breathe, which I think is only 2 of you.
That-
Um,
Can breathe.
but you don't need to breathe?
Not technically.
Not technically. So to those who have to live to breathe, clarifying. So Lottie and RA, it kind of
Wait.
sucker punches you.
Wait,
Oh, wait,
have to
not
breathe
Lottie.
to live?
No,
I
RA and
breathe.
Allegra, sorry.
Yeah. All right.
It sucker punches you how thin the air is when you walk inside like this now enclosed village. And it's partially thin because all of the oxygen and what have you, the nitrogen and all those fun little particles, are going to what you can see visibly in the air, all of you. Just like little pollen particles, just like dancing around in the air. And it kind of gives, like, Barovia is misty and gray. It gives kind of like an orange highlight, weirdly, throughout the air. You probably can assume that flame is bad here. Just be careful. All of the buildings near the wall are covered in vines and branches and leaves. Like nature has ripped itself from the ground below of like the stone tile and taken over parts of these buildings. And you could tell at like this angle, completely abandoned. Off in the distance, you see that it doesn't let up, but it doesn't lighten the load. But some houses looks like a tree has just fully grown right through the buildings. And like there's like little tiny flowers. You can see very few insects and what have you, just kind of flying around. Any animals that were caged in, so like birds or like the occasional rat that scurries around, seem to be thriving in this area despite the fact that it's kind of polluted with pollen. Partially because their food is all these insects and these fresh vegetations that are around, so they can just keep living. They're fine. And my brain, where was I going with this?
Have you
Oh,
considered-
the ground.
Yeah.
The ground. So the ground is covered in certain places, like when nature is fully at its thickest. You'll see like a little bit of fungi just hanging out, and there is like a connecting circuit of hyphae, just like in corners of like the buildings that are growing on the buildings or like on the sidewalk that Ismark will look over to Irina and like he gestures his head over to his sister, and then she very quizzically tilts her head, and then you see the light of like, oh, an understanding hit her eye, and you, in a very quick moment, see a very crude image, a minor illusion in her hand. It's a crude image of like the party as a whole. And then it's like they move forward. You, the group, move forward and step on those areas where it's tightly connected vinery and hyphae that are growing. And then the mirror image the minor image disappears, and then there's a big X in our next image.
So don't.
Clear enough.
Allegra just gives the thumbs up.
Yeah, I will send a message to Irina and just say Don't step on the growths. Got it.
When you cast message,
Mhm.
what does it sound like? Because you know what happens when you cast message, right?
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot.
Only Irina can hear this, though.
Only Irina can hear this. You can still faintly hear Katarina's old voice. There's a large amalgamation of voices that can all be heard, but there are two that sort of like are the most audible between all of them. One of them being Kat's voice, and the other voice of like a young man, maybe like kind of in his early 20s. And those two overlap the most and are the loudest, but then there's an uncountable amount of other voices that are all like kind of like scratchy, rough whispers.
Mm-hmm.
Cacophony of just
Noise.
terrifying noise. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cat's a weirdo.
Yay. Um, you could tell by what you sent over to her, she is blown aback for a hot second. This is not like Beth is used to you casting this on her.
Yeah.
This
Beth
is a
kinda
person
knows what's up.
who has never encountered 8 people talking to her at once, basically. Which one being the loudest. And then she like shakes her head and
I
goes
think-
to like make a gesture like ow, headache.
I think Cat will just mouth sorry.
Through the mask?
Oh no, that's right. I have a mask.
You can take your you don't breathe, you can take your mask off and go.
No, because I don't want to freak them out. I'm just not gonna cast message again.
There you go.
Yeah,
You can
I forgot I had
unapologetically
gathered
like
whispers.
yeah, I remembered because I have that on Shearsha, so I have to remember this when I cast message as that character. You can unapologetically shrug, like that's a thing people do.
Yeah. Oh, there's another thing wait, there's one more layer that's fucked up because I'm reading over gathered whispers. There's 3 voices that are the most audible. It's Kat's voice, the voice of that younger man that I described, and also looking at the flavor text, Irina's own voice.
Oh.
Yeah. Headache. Irina, it takes her a moment and then sees everyone kind of understands, and she minor illusions like her. Well, she doesn't need a minor illusion. She just puts her finger up to her where her mouth would be and just like shh, but doesn't say shush. Just like quiet. And you'll see that she looks over to Ismark and he nods, and she starts to very faintly, but also with practice ease, because she kind of merrily like dances her way around the gravel, like very delicately, not touching any of like the grown parts of the floor, or not touching like the walls that have like all the hyphae and the vegetation growing on top of it. But she looks like she has made a game out of it, of like be quiet, don't be quiet. And Ismark, watching her like 10 feet ahead, just shakes his head and then just kind of gestures you guys to follow him. He does not dance. He does not merrily skip like his sister. He just walks.
Beth sure
Uh,
does. Beth
What
dances.
if I also want to merrily skip along?
Yeah, Beth and Lottie can merrily skip along.
Fuck
I
you,
would not
Zork, I do what I
suggest
want.
Allegra merrily skipping along because you have a wolf on you.
Yeah. You knew I wanted to, but she's
You-
not. She's not gonna do that. She's not.
You
exactly motivated.
can if you want.
No. I
you
want
can
to.
Try.
I want to, but I don't want to die.
Okay, because this could have been important. I need. I would like stealth checks from everyone.
Sneal? Sneef?
You're stealthing.
Is
Or
this
merely-
group stealth? Is this group stealth or individual stealth? As in, like, do all of our stealth checks matter, or is it like one person fails and everything goes down?
Well, you see, there's a 7 right now, and there's a 9.
Okay.
I'd like to use my inspiration.
Okay, officer.
If Beth is dancing around, could I use performance to sneak? To be
Yes,
careful
yes,
and
you
not
may.
step on
Since I
things?
got-
Hell yeah.
Since I got a 27, can I help Allegra?
You can give
Please?
Allegra the help action, yes.
Okay, great. Because like if I were traveling by myself, I would not be impeded by either the terrain or by going stealthily at a normal pace at all.
Yeah.
So.
You're
I'm
kind of
gonna-
like, if you're by yourself, you're always stealthing.
Mhm,
Do
mhm.
I just get to roll again? So
Yes, you do.
That's a 10.
A 10.
Slightly better.
That's better.
Okay. So let me get my siblings. I feel like by default you get this at advantage. They get it at advantage because they're used to doing this. So 21 for her. Watch Ismark beef it. Just
I would help
watch.
him too. I would.
Manifest
No.
it. Manifest it.
I'm manifesting it. Be fit. Be fit. Be fit.
No.
14. Okay, he doesn't be fit. So,
Good.
but I will ask. I want to be mean.
No, you don't. You do not.
You do. You do.
You
You want to be
can't-
mean.
you can't
want to
see
be
me.
so mean.
You can't see.
You want to be.
You can't see me, but I'm shaking my head
You
like,
would
yeah,
love
yeah,
to be mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be
Yeah.
mean. You want to be.
Yeah.
You want to be
Yeah.
so
Do it.
mean.
Be mean. Be mean.
Both, Lottie and Allegra, I would like a, dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. Let's
Ooh.
go.
17.
Oh,
I'm
Also
also
17.
17.
Very carefully. You, both of you, at one point, as carefully as you can, do at one point just step on, like, those vegetative spots. And it's very quick and very brief when you do it. And that's why your dexterity save is so high, because you move away very quickly. But just for that fragment moment both of your feet were on those spots, you see like the hyphae and the vegetation glow. And then in the distance, you hear the sound of something screaming that's very feral and not humanoid like. And off in the distance, you see like this one person run, not in your direction, but like across your vision from left to right, and it is going to the building on the other side of your alley. And you just hear like snarling and growling, like zombie sounds. I'm not making those sounds, but imagine them. Just imagine. Like one would be running to that side, and then up from above, you hear another one like scurrying down tiles off of a roof and jumping down to join the other one. These bitches can climb. But you're okay. You're safe. You're soft. Everything's fine. But just the matter of just your foot being there for like 3 seconds or 6 seconds, like a round, was enough to call at least 2 of them somewhat nearby you. And like, Irina freezes being at the head of the group. And then you notice that like an incantation of like, does she have incantation? What spell did I give you? I gave you a lot. You see the produce flame come back into her hand, and then sizzles out once like the threat moved away. And then she turns to Ismark and gives him both a bright thumbs up with both hands, and then continues to move forward.
This is fine.
It's fine. Everything's okay.
Perfect.
You guys failed their passive perceptions. That's why you had to roll.
I'm squeezing
Right.
my laptop underneath a blanket so I can be warm.
Okay, I
and
had to
not
make
just
sure.
sweat.
I saw
It's-
the 13 from Cat, but that was an insight check, and I was like, okay.
It's the DM perils of like, God, all of my players rolled well, but I wanted to show off my cool threat.
No,
It's okay, it can be me.
I told myself if they rolled below their passive perception, it would be a dexterity save to see if you caught yourself
Yeah.
stepping on them.
Hell yeah.
At least because you're unawarely stealthing. Now in the future, when you're stealthing around, you can be a little bit more aware. Yes, Lynx, you're right. This is where the light comes in. You're so correct. We've come
Bad
full
leg.
circle. Bad leg stepped on, bad vegetation equals zombies? Question marks?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. But I guess I will let you safely travel to their destination. Until someone rolls me a d20.
Ooh,
You got it.
fuck.
Okay.
12.
Not yet. I won't let it happen yet. Nothing happens. You guys are okay. I would say eventually you guys, very carefully navigate through, the village proper, and you can see like through the edges where the vine wall was great. That's where most of the vegetation has taken over, and it's slowly crawling into the center of town. And you can still see that there's a tavern with bright orange light that's on. There is a like a actual shop for adventurers across the tavern that it has the sign that is open, but the bell's been ripped off. That like signifies, come in, adventurers. And it looks like the bell on the tavern was also like taken off of its like little chain and like placed aside like on a barrel or something like that. That's just waiting there to probably be re-synced in later on when this threat is over.
Damn, I can't
And-
believe people of Barovia be ripping me off.
Ripping you off. Yeah. No bells anywhere. Lottie, being our only little Fae Blorbo,
Hi.
you do notice that some of the houses that you pass by have iron wrought horseshoes on their doors.
Very cool.
And you know, way back then, that used to be an old wives' tale of like, take away the welcome mats because the Fae need to be invited in order to come into the household, and if you put an iron horseshoe upside down on your door, like
Wait,
as a
I have
knocker
Fae
or something like that,
ancestry.
you're not Fae.
Oh, okay.
You're not. Your creature type is not Fae. So this
But
wouldn't
what I've
affect
noticed,
you.
At least.
Yes, you would know this because this is this is what you fight for. You being a little filthy, this is discrimination, and also, your brain's like, wow, this is really archaic, to be honest. You being, your favorite enemy is Fae. You'd be like, this doesn't work. Like, what the fuck? So you debunk it, and Lottie, you also debunk it, but it's a little bit worrying just to see this as like, you can't be here, stupid little Fae.
I'd like to take a single point of stress.
Okay, thank you.
But she's taking it with a big ol' smile on her face. This is fine. I'm fine.
I mean, you could be sweating. No one can see. You have a face mask on, unless you took it off like a freak.
No. It's like the smiley emoji, but it's got like the bead of sweat.
Yeah.
That's a lot of right now.
It's like that's just what you pass through. The hyphae kind of disappears just a little bit, and it's more like not consecrated. It all comes together mostly in like alleyways. And it hasn't like impeached. If it has impeached on the like main walkway area, it's been burnt or like stopped, like with little tiny little barriers or something like that. So they have to grow over the barriers to get to the sidewalk proper, or like the pavement. But eventually, probably like a nice 15-minute, I would say 20 minutes because you're snelting, jaunt, and merrily skipping away. You go to from one side of the village to the other and end up going to this large estate, like mansion-esque estate, that clearly screams royalty, or not royalty, nobility of some sorts. The fence, usually there is an iron wrought fence that surrounds this entire estate. The front gate of it completely gone. Like, they don't want to deal with the creaking gate at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very quiet in like gesturing you to follow. There is you see very like hazardously there's like bear traps throughout the yard, and like either one of them points them out going like, no, don't stop.
What
and
if
like,
I wanna?
hey, step in a bear trap.
Ugh.
But
Ruin my fun.
there's like some kind of like bear traps or like silly little like trip wires, just like, you know, trip a zombie or something, get them stuck in a bear trap, just to like impede their journey to the front door. And it's so silly because he's gotta very quietly get his keys out, but as he gets his keys, they don't jingle, like stops him from jangling too much.
No,
And, like,
no jingle, jingle, jingle.
No jingle. He shakes the keys rigorously to get those zombies to come by. He's like, come here. But no. He's very quiet, and like you hear him go through about 2 locks and a deadbolt. Or you can't get through a deadbolt. Deadbolt's on the other side of the door. He goes through like 2 locks. And the door does unfortunately creak, and then he holds a hand up to like signify wait. And there's no sound of like screeching in the distance, and then he gestures you guys inside the warmth of a large 2-story estate.
Yeah,
Are we
Allegra's going
figuring-
to immediately bolt for the warm.
Yeah.
Let us in.
Inside we go.
Inside you go. You guys
Inside we
are
go.
brought inside. The door very quietly closes shut, and he does do the deadbolt on this side, and then kind of drops like his bag of like I want to say meat. It's not meat yet, it's just game. His bag of game on the floor next to the door, as if not caring, and then pulls off the scarf that he has wrapped around his neck, and then like throws it to the side haphazardly, and like very faintly you can see like they left the torchlight on, like continual flames on throughout the house to give it light and warmth. A little bit from the entryway it opens up, and there is a like living room to, I would say, the right, that has already a fire that's been burning ever since they left, probably. And he goes, go ahead, rest. You drop the wolf on a table or something. I don't know. I'll fix it.
Allegra will
Later.
tuck her mask down. No, Ismark, I would rather carry this to where you would probably prepare it. I don't want to drop dead meat in the middle of your home.
He looks so tired. And then he's like, the kitchen's to the
Ari
right.
would actually step in and, if you would like, I would offer my services to clean and take care of the beast. You've done enough just getting us here. I'd like to help in any way I can.
Hand, face, peeks an eye through like his fingers, and he goes, if you both want to do it, kitchen's to the left. Second door on the left.
Did
Fantastic.
did their house have a horseshoe on it? I don't know if I missed it, but I don't think I heard it.
Ha!
Hey,
Did
whoever's
they?
putting that word on the thing that's on the Twitch screen, that's against Twitch TOS.
Uh-oh.
Do they have
It was, so we saw, yes, piss. That was what's on the head. Don't worry about it, Jack.
That's against Twitch TOS?
What?
no, SIMP.
Shrimps.
Yeah.
My favorite
Yeah,
crustacean.
shrimps.
I did not know that was against Twitch TOS.
Oh, it has been for a while.
But in a derogatory sense, yes.
Unfortunate.
It's okay, just put leg back on his head, or on her head, that's fine.
Okay.
Brain, where is I going? Who am I?
horseshoe on their door? Do
horseshoe.
they have one?
Who am I? But a fickle god.
Would Ismark or Collion, would their family have one there?
Would Ismark do it? No. Would Irina do it? No. But would Colion do it?
Would Collion?
Maybe
do
there
it?
was an old one that fell down.
I would say it's probably, yeah, because that's what I was thinking of the lines, that there was once one on the door, but like you see it in passing because it's like shattered on the ground, like next to a vase outside, like a potted plant.
Lila's out of breath. She didn't know she was holding.
It kind of feels weird when you do that. Just letting you know. It feels weird. It always feels weird when you take like a deep inhale or exhale. Because your body,
Manual
you have to remind your body to do this.
God, I feel like Lottie sits there, like her shoulders don't move because she doesn't breathe. Probably freaks a lot of people out. If you gotta be real.
I think actually Cat will kind of saddle up to Lottie and go, you get used to maintaining the sensation to still pretend like you need to do it, or giving up on needing the sensation altogether.
How long has Lottie been undead, bestie?
I think we talked about how long do you want her to be traveling? Or do you think she woke up, traveled for a week, and then yoinked?
I think at most, like, maybe a year or two, but no more than that.
I feel like you weren't around a lot of people. Just like your natural instincts to, like the archivist in the back of your mind going like, I don't really need people. You communicate with people just to get things to get by, like tavern hopping or inn hopping. But you've never been like closely intimate with other people or just been near a group long enough for them to notice like, hey, something's odd about this one.
And I
But
assume Yuna, who doesn't really care about, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think Lottie just like looks over at Kat. It's not really the whole thing, I guess.
The being dead thing?
No, I'm used to it, kind of. I've truthfully not been around a lot of people since the thing happened. I was more
trying
so
to understand.
would Lottie be able to gesture to the broken horseshoe, or would it have been like
Um,
passed already?
I feel like it would be past already. Like it was inside. It was outside the door.
No, I was looking at the if you noticed, a lot of people have they have horseshoes on their doors, and I saw a broken one on the ground. So I was a little bit relieved. Is all. Not that it does anything, it just made me feel a little less nervous.
You're an honored friend.
Thanks.
No,
Yeah,
it's a pejorative.
well, I tilt her
You're
head just a little bit.
You're a faithful.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm aware of that much. Yeah,
Well, then, it is perhaps especially lucky that we did not encounter the Lord in that case.
Why? If I could ask.
No one knows the explicit details, but it was many, many centuries ago, the Lord's own decrees to put the horseshoes on the doors and to remove the welcome mats and craft armaments of cold iron.
I think she's not, for one, she's not like actively consumed in like her writing. She's just holding her book in her hand, and like you can almost see like the little Windows loading symbol in front of her face. Well, that's good to know. I'll note that down later once I can actually sit. But it's nice to know that. Thank you for the heads up.
Of course.
I feel like she's trying very hard to circle around the fact you so undead. She's trying to find a way to word. You mentioned the breathing thing. You also?
It's a long story. You know what? It's easier to explain it like this. And I think she takes the glove off of her left hand. And for those who are familiar with Katarina as a character, it's just like exposed, clean bone.
Oh, so this is kind of funny in a kind of weird way. Lottie reaches over, pulls off her prosthetic, and I think like reveals like the weird crystalline growth on like the nub where her arm used to be. I think we talked about that.
I see.
Yeah. I got this cool thing, this cool prosthetic. It lets me climb. So that's pretty neat. And she'll like refasten it back on.
You see Kat looks at you kind of quizzically and says, I would almost think you didn't consider it a downside.
I mean, not really. I mean, it sucks that I don't have two arms, but like, what else am I gonna do with that information besides like be sad about? Like, I could be sad about it, but I mean, I have a cool arm. It lets me climb. I can hit with it sometimes. But overall, it sucks. But also, it's not that bad. At least for me. I know it's not for everybody, but I think it's, in my case, it's not too terrible.
Oh, you seem to have a fancier one than mine. And she kind of looks at her bony hand and goes, You don't happen to have to, kill small animals in order to harvest the life energy to keep your prosthetic working, do you?
No, it just kind of works on its own.
Oh, good.
I would
reminds me, I should see if there's any rats that I can catch.
I would introduce you to the person who made this, but I don't know who made it. Actually, so.
I also don't think they're in Barovia, so my chances of meeting them are very slim.
I mean, if we ever, I don't know if you would. You know, that was kind of silly. Disregard that.
No.
Workshop it later.
No. Speak your piece.
I was gonna say, I guess, if you wanted something that wasn't an arm that needed life source from other things, and we somehow both ended up back on the material plane, we could probably work something out. Or I could work something out here, I guess. I know a lot of things. I'm not exactly, what do they call them? An artificer. But I know a lot of things. I could probably figure something out.
If we are ever off the material complaint. Honestly,
Wow,
yeah.
this material plane complains so much. Get it out of here.
If there's a way to get to the material plane, sure. She kind of looks at her arm again. This one was a bit of a rush job, anyways.
I mean, for what it's worth, if it works, it works.
There's just no downside with you.
I mean, I don't see why there needs to be one. Like, I mean, there is. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there are some. I just, like, I can process it, but, like, I don't see the point in dwelling on it too much.
I suppose you have a point. But yes, in any case, you kind of get used to walking in death.
Do I need to breathe around people? Is it gonna make them think I'm weird? Weirder than I already am?
There's a few areas where I would recommend pretending you still need to. Here in the village, it sort of seems to be the least of your worries, but in Vallaki and Krezik specifically, looking like you have to breathe is probably helpful.
Hold on, my headphones unplugged.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, there we go.
Do I have to repeat that?
If you would be so kind.
Yeah. Here in Barovia, looking like you need to breathe is perhaps the least of your worries. But in Vallaki and Krezik, looking like you draw breath is probably helpful.
I don't think I should get practice here. This place kind of seems like a bad place to breathe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not to knock the people who have to. I'm kind of glad I don't. But it's nice talking to you in a way that's not just dismissing all of my ideas.
You learn to be a realist in Barovia. Because it's fun to imagine better things, better odds, better circumstances, but finding things like that is where the challenge comes in.
I mean, it's not the first step in making something exist. What's the way to put it? It's not the best way to make something like that, to put the effort into it while you have the steam to do it. I don't know. It's just my personal philosophy. You don't have to subscribe to it. I'm pretty sure you don't anyway. But
you seem to already have my character made up in your head then.
It's well, sorry if that's rude. I just sort of. I
No,
don't know.
no. Stick to your word. That matters here. If you say it, own it.
Sure, okay. But I'm sure over time impressions can change, and I'm sure over time maybe you'll see maybe a little bit more light in here, even though it's kind of dark all the time.
And I'm sure, over time, you will see Barovia for what it is.
Meh. Oh, there's okay. This is me out of character. Realize I can't say something, but I really want to. And not in a way that like.
You
It's
better
something
think
Lottie
fast.
could
Cat's
say.
starting to get up.
Uh, I'm thinking. Before Lottie, before Cat leaves, um, you know, even despite the fact that you're kind of a pessimist, I think you're really neat. And then she'll leave it on that note.
Realist, not a pessimist. I just see things as they are.
How
And then
would you
Cat
like?
walks away.
The
I
call.
imagine you guys are still at like the entrance of like where the door is. Everyone else is kind of scattered into the living room or to the kitchen.
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 Lottie
But
slowly looking at this person, going, I can make friends with this. I can make besties with this.
What was Beth doing? Or where is Beth?
I think
Golden?
now that they're in a relatively safe place, I think Beth has finally had the chance to accidentally turn into Irina. For some reason this time it seems to linger for a little bit longer, and she can't figure out, and she hasn't noticed that she hasn't turned back yet.
Would she have done this, like, in passing with Irina, or just, like, staring at her idly?
I think as soon as they got settled inside.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Irina is around, but Beth has changed form again and has not noticed, and has not turned back.
Um, we'll do chance. We'll do a chance. Is she still here? Or, like, she walks in. Let's do, we want high. High, she walks in, low, she doesn't. Well, that's above, that's high is above 11, so. I feel like she catches you on the tail end of it, since it's so low.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was most likely just seeing, like, where everyone is and, like, getting a head count, because she hasn't introduced herself.
Sure.
But, like, she has dropped, like, when she comes around the corner, wherever you are, she had, like, winter outfits is off. She's just still in, like, the very nice, like, white, dress with, like, black and red tapestries, like, tied around her. No longer wearing her boots, because her boots are soaking wet with snow and hyphae and gravel. And she, like, rounds the corner, and it's like one of those things where people are peeking around the corner. She sees you, blinks once or twice, goes back around the corner, and then comes around and still sees that you're like that. And she goes, not a mirror. Cool. That's a very cool trick you can do.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I mean, everything's a little bit taller than it was a few minutes ago, but I think that's pretty normal.
Like, Arita looks up and she's like, yeah, high vaulted ceilings kind of do that, sorry. Dad designed it like this when he was young, and his father... The higher the better, is what they all say.
Oh, you said I was doing a trick?
Yeah, you were doing this, and, like, she can't transform herself because she doesn't have the magic capability. but she minor illusions you and her looking exactly the same. She's like, you were doing this.
Oh, yeah, my hair tends to do that sometimes.
No, like you were like all of me. That's really cool.
I don't think so. It's never done that before. But it is weird. I feel like you have a little bit of strange magic. I don't know how to describe it, but you seem familiar.
She thinks for a very long moment. I'm like Dad, you talks about me all the time in the other villages, so probably.
Well, I never really lived in a village. I kind of lived in the swamps.
Gross, but cool.
Mother didn't really want me to leave, so it was a surprise when I woke up in the castle.
You see that she was nodding her head, and then you say mother, and then she stops, and then you say castle, and then she pales.
Oh, are you okay?
I am glad that you escaped the castle. It's very horrible to hear that you were in there, but you escaped, so that's a good thing.
Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
that hard. I mean, there were a few doors that just didn't like to be opened, but we did find a lovely woman named Ez. She helped us out.
And then you see like moments tick by, and like a light bulb hits, and she goes, like Esmeralda, like Ezzy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. She only had one leg.
What? Huh. So she disappears for like 10 years and then loses a leg?
I don't know. She
That's-
said she knew you.
She knows Ismark more. She was like, so you know when like a really cool person like comes into the village and has like all these cool toys or weapons and stuff and starts showing things off,
Oh,
and you want to be just like that?
like when witches come by and show off cool spells and potions.
Yeah. So like they're like a really cool person you want to hang out, like a cool teen or something like that, or a cool witch in your case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she was to me when I was younger. Like she was just someone who I wanted to be with, or, like be around, but I didn't really know her because she thought I was too snobby or too young to hang out with her, or I didn't understand what she was doing. I might have cut myself with one of her one of her daggers. That's okay. Dad didn't know.
Well, you don't look like a child.
No, like it's like a long time ago.
Oh.
Like I knew her when she was like young and I was young.
Oh, you get taller too.
I mean, I kind of, yeah, I got taller. Yeah. I'm still capable of getting taller. Otherwise, there's magic to do it, I think. I will figure it out because Ismark and I are the same age and he got the tall genes and that's not fair.
Well, that's sad. What are
Yeah,
genes?
I know. That's
Do people know what genetics are yet?
that's a good question.
This is some weird implications for your world building, Abby.
Considering that the whole allele-based theory of genetics and all that was discovered by monks a very long time ago, it's reasonable.
Oh, fair enough.
I know. But also, this woman trying to explain to someone who just genuinely, I imagine it's like the most honest and genuine, like, what are those? And Irina just blanks on it and go, I could probably get you a book. I think books are better than me.
Okay.
I think Dad probably, Mom probably had something or something like that. I will hand you one when I find it later on.
Okay. I do really like your outfit. It's very cute. Beth's outfit will also shift into that, maybe a little bit more formal looking, maybe a little bit more colorful, but a similar design.
Um, she, where I imagine in some cases where people have seen you like shift your outfit like that, um, it's a little concerning. I imagine she like there's a look of like amazement. Like her eyes are just sparkling because like that's the coolest thing. That she's like, okay, I need what you can do because
Oh,
that
um,
saves so much time.
I know my mother made this, and she has like this special fabric and special thread that she uses to make these. Um, if I ever find my way back to her, I could get some for you.
She nods her head and she's like, okay, cool. I get you the book about genetics. You get me, whenever you can, really cool fabric and thread. Deal?
Okay.
You see, like, she's like, yes. And then she goes, I'm Irina, by the way.
I'm Beth.
Pleasure to meet you. We should probably find your other companions, and then, if anyone is sick or hurt, I can fix that a little
Um,
bit. As long as
I
you're not breathing black, or you're not spewing out something black
oh,
and gross.
well, my cousin was very hurt earlier, but she was healed up. If you could give her a once over, that'd be really nice. Her name's Kat.
Which one's that? The
Uh,
pink-haired one?
the
The
one with the
purple one?
bones.
The what?
The one with the bones?
Okay, so not the one in the green outfit either.
No, she's got like bones for a hand.
I like you. Like, you're funny. Okay, I'll find your bone cousin. Your
Okay.
cousin with bone hands. And I will see if she's okay. I'm not a doctor, but I'm better than our clergy, so...
Okay.
And she does, like, pats a hand on, like, her bicep, and it's like, I got this. And she's like, living room's to the right. Kitchen's to left. 2 doors down to the left. Don't go out on the patio unless with a face mask. And don't, if you go upstairs, don't go to the hallway at the end. That's we have something we have to contain in there, so don't go there.
Um, all right. If you need help cooking, let me know.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do that, so
Is it
I'll
because you cut yourself
probably...
with the knife?
Maybe. And then she walks away very briskly.
Beth will seek out everyone else.
I
I
think
have a...
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think
Continue.
I think that Allegra, once having put the wolf down, is seeking out the nearest set of clothes that can fit her.
That's fine. Just leave Ari in the kitchen alone. Nothing bad will happen.
During the course of that conversation, Beth's hair went slowly from blue to very yellow.
Interesting, yeah. I would say probably everyone else sans RA would probably be in like the living room common area kind of situation. And Irina would eventually join you guys down. Probably like Allegra does flag her down to like Like, hey, do you have something that could actually fit me? And Irina, the sweetest person, she looks at you and like assesses and be like, I think I can do something. But does look like the equivalent of like, ooh, you just asked me to play dress up with you.
Okay, great. So
And,
Ari's
I
in the
think-
kitchen unattended for an undetermined amount of time.
Yeah.
I think the way that Allegra would kind of approach that is like meeting a cousin that you haven't met in a long time and going Irina, do you happen to remember me? We met when you were very young.
She blinks and goes, did you know me when I cut myself? Because
Yeah.
apparently that's going around again. Shit!
I am the
Okay.
daughter of the abbot of Saint Markovia.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Allegra.
Yes. Yes. Irina. Well, no, you knew that.
Yes.
Yes. No, Ismark always talks about you and about how talkative you are. And that we could be like best friends.
You
Because of how much I talked to him. And he wants me. Basically, that's just him politely telling us that we both need to shut up.
yes, no,
But, you know.
he indulges in my father calls it incessant talking. But then again, he never speaks. So that's on him. If he wanted to speak, or if he wanted me to stop speaking, he should have continued the conversation.
See?
And I wouldn't have had to
It
do it
is-
for him.
And Ismark hates talking, and so I have to fill the void somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh god, he's gonna hate us.
Oh, absolutely.
That's great.
Yes.
That's what he gets for being tall. So we'll
Well,
just talk his ear off.
Well, I mean, I'm taller than I'm as tall as him.
Don't ruin this.
Taller
don't
in
ruin
boots.
this.
No, I can make
ruin
him
this.
feel short.
Okay. I like that. We'll make him feel really short.
Exactly. I just need some.
Usually
nice
I just
boots.
kick him in the knee and then he bends over and then I'm the tall one. But I feel like that's a better way. Or I sit on your shoulders.
That also could.
And
work.
then just okay. Ruffle his head. Just once.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I can get you something. It might not fit lengthwise if you're okay. And then after the bell rings, we could probably go to Bildrat's and get you like an actual proper outfit.
If we could just get me a really big blanket for now. I do
Okay.
have a dress on that fits for the most part. I'm just
Okay.
cold.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. And like she'll like you'll see that she doesn't go upstairs, like she goes into like a closet, like a linen closet that has
Mhm.
like a bunch of like very thick wool blankets for like the winter months to
Oh,
put
yeah.
like if people are hanging out in like the living room just to have on them. And clearly she grabs one that's very thick and long.
Oh yeah, no,
And
it's-
she just waddles over to you with it on with her. holding it. She's like, there you
Allegra's
go.
gonna take it, wrap it around herself, and find the nearest couch.
And she's like, I'll go stoke the fire.
Thank you. I walked
No
through
problem,
the
this
snow
is-
in flats in a very thin dress.
Yeah, that's what you probably shouldn't do that next time.
I had no choice.
Just-
When we escaped the castle, I lost all of my equipment.
But you see she does like not flinch, but like wince when you talk about the castle, but she just continues and like you see like the produce flame. And her magic is like a bright yellow, like golden and celestial in a way. Very similar to like when you used to be able to do your thing
Yeah, when I used to be able to
Like-
with the wings.
with the wings, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that, and you can tell that even though her magic is different from yours, it's divine in some way. And like the yellow golden flames flick up, and then she like flicks it into the fire, into the
Your-
fireplace.
Your flames are beautiful, by the way. It's nice to see divinity again.
She
And
just
she'll kind of smile, and what little divinity she has left shows in her eyes. That's kind of the only time it ever shows.
yeah, and she nods their head, and then there's like a tap on her nose, and then a tap towards like your direction, like same hat, kind of ish, like same divinity,
Mhm.
or not same divinity, but same kind.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I know, my beloved wife has to go to work soon. Do we want to wrap it up here, and then
I
next
work a night
time,
shift.
next time we could have Ra and Ismark gossip like teenage girls in the kitchen. And maybe combat will happen, because one of you guys is gonna fuck up and step on the hyphae.
It'll be me.
Get you.
It'll be me.
Beth might tag along for the Allegra shopping spree. Beth loves
Hell yeah.
fashion.
Allegra's
But she
looking
says
to
when
at least
the-
get padded armor.
Yeah, when the bell tolls, you guys can go shopping. And whatever does that mean, we'll see next time. Lynx, are you here?
Metallica.
Lynx is beer back.
I know, but Lynx in mute, so I don't know.
Lynx. Are you in the room with us?
Are you the room where it happened, or the room where it happened?
Can we get a quack from Lynx if you're here?
Link said that they'd be right back like a minute ago.
Yeah,
I know.
they muted though.
I don't know how fast Lynx can run.
Probably pretty fast.
I've seen how tall she is and how gangly. See?
You're back.
It took her 2 minutes to come back.
2 minutes is that
Um,
fun what?
So I am politely seeing if we can end it here, because Celeste has to get ready for work. And then next time, you and Ismark could have your gossip date in the kitchen. That's where we'll start.
Very well, if we must.
You can kiss your boyfriend next session.
Oh my god.
But I wanted to know.
Listen, we all get our time to talk flirt with people we like. Looks at Cat. It's fine, you'll get your chance.
These PCs have 2 hands. It could be a giant poly circle. Who knows? Except Beth and Cat can't. They're cousins.
This
Mhm.
is
Yeah,
what
Beth and Cat have a weird dynamic.
They're cousins.
I'm
Don't worry
ready.
about it.
I'm writing notes in character, and I just want to share Lottie being dumb and gay.
So far, I think my favorite bit of New Cat is like, I'm not a pessimist, I'm just realistic, but she is just a pessimist.
Baby girl, you're a pessimist, but Lottie will call you
No,
a
I'm just
realist out of
realistic.
respect.
This place sucks.
Lottie will call you a realist out of respect.
But
I'll feed into your delusions.
congratulations, you guys are in my Last of Us, super Last of Us inspired fucking village. You touch the fungal network, everyone will know where you are.
I think part
Thank
of
you.
I think part of what Allegra wants to do next session, while out and about, is kind of suss out exactly how many undead there are.
All right, you'll see.
Actually,
You'll see next session.
I don't have to like do it while I'm out. I will. Okay, I know exactly what I'm gonna do next session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have divine sense.
Now,
Yeah,
it's
and
worth noting, Divine Sense only registers undead within 60 feet of you.
Oh, that's right.
but you can. I would say that like upstairs there is like each bedroom has like a balcony to it. So
Mhm.
like if you go into the guest bedrooms or like one of the siblings' rooms, there is a balcony and you'll have like a very high level gauge. You can just walk out there and cast Divine Sense or just have a good look at the village.
I've already been thinking of something pretty big brain, which
Uh-huh.
is Cat has Shatter on her person,
Uh-huh.
which is an incredibly loud, sudden,
no.
like intense noise. So if we ever need to, Cat can divert like all of the undead away from us by setting off a shatter like 60 feet in the other fucking direction.
It's very smart.
Also, Abby, I have a question as far as like mechanics and how you rule it.
Yes.
For a
Yes.
spell scroll, do you have to
Yes.
be of the ability to use that a class that uses those spells, or can any character cast from a spell scroll?
I think I would make it an Arcana check if you can't cast it.
Like what?
You need to do an Arcana check to be able to decipher the spell enough to know the incantation, and then you just make another one to see if you can cast it.
What I might say in that circumstance, just as one DM to another,
Yeah.
is Arcana definitely works for like wizard spells, warlock spells, sorcerer, bard. But like
Druid and
divine
cleric.
divine magic and primordial magic is not necessarily arcane. Like it would probably be like religion for like paladin and cleric spells.
Uh-huh.
And nature for druid and ranger spells.
Yeah.
I stand by wisdom, nature, and wisdom religion.
I do stand by wisdom, nature. Here's what else. I stand by intelligence medicine.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, if you could argue it, like, I want to use wisdom nature because I understand them, like, sure, whatever. If it's your higher stat, go with the highest stat. If you can bargain with me all the time, and I can tell you yes or no, and I like bargaining, so please bargain with me.
Basically, my idea goes with basically my idea kind of goes with the idea of shatter. Use shatter to get them all in one place, then cast fireball.
Oh, I mean, Cat can cast fireball because that's I think on the witch spell list.
So technically, all of you Blorbos have even best bestie. Have the capability to cast sorcerer spells. Fireball is on the sorcerer spell list. You will just if you Allegra decide I want to coup de grace myself and do what have you, I want to make a big gamble, you could overcast to get to fireball.
Okay.
And just cast it. It is going to hurt a lot, but you can do it.
Yeah, see, that's why I was asking about spell scrolls.
For spell scrolls, you won't be able to find them here in the village, I will say. I will do I don't think you will find 3rd level spell scrolls. You can probably find 2nd and 1st level spell scrolls in the village. So like not Searing Smite, what's the one that Scorching Ray, Flaming Sphere,
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. It's not really fire, it's just radiant flames.
Should stream still be going?
So goodbye, everyone. Get out of here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I love you. Mwah. We'll see you.
Bye.
I don't know, whenever the next time we play Curse of Strahd. Probably soon. I like Curse of Strahd. I like
This game is
Blorbos.
fun. I like playing my girl so much.
Yeah, so get out of here. We'll probably see you on a Saturday near you, or a Thursday, or a Friday. Who knows? Whatever days we're all available.
We'll see you on a day.
Yeah. Get out of here. Have a good night. Goodbye, YouTube.
Have a warm night. Bye-bye.